The Jack Adams awarded to Tampa Bay Lightning coach John Cooper yesterday. Tampa Bay, the season came second in the division, tallied 106 points on the season. For the record, Lindy Ruff won the division, tallied 109 points on the season. Oh, and broke a 14-year playoff drought. Guess that's not enough these days. Rasmus Dahlin also finished third in Norris Trophy voting as well. Stanley Cup Final continues tonight at 8. Vegas leads the series 1-0. You'll be able to catch all of the action right here on WGR with the 7:30 pregame as well. The NBA Final got underway last night. The Knicks beat the Spurs 105-95 to take a 1-0 series lead. That continues tomorrow night with an 8:30 tip. Looking around the NFL, quarterback Russell Wilson announced his retirement from the NFL. Packers edge rusher Micah Parsons confirmed that he's likely to start the 2026 season on the physically unable to perform list. California authorities have issued a warrant for the arrest of 49ers wide receiver Brandon Ayuk. The warrant stems from a video recorded by Ayuk in December in which he filmed himself speeding past Levi Stadium. And in baseball, the Braves beat the Blue Jays 7-3. The Yankees fell to the Guardians 5-4. The Red Sox bested the Orioles 8-1, and the Mets beat the Mariners 7-1. That's your Paddock Chevrolet Sports Update. Paddock Chevrolet with you for the extra mile since 1935. I'm Joe Cali for Western New York's Voice of the Fan, WGR.
Hey, buddy, I'm busy.
What are you doing over there?
Not now. I'm in the zone.
Okay. Some nonsense going on over there. I don't know what's happening.
It's
on that
nonsense,
screen.
but you ever have a thing, whatever it is in your life, where something comes up and you're like, oh, man, this is so me. I'm so ready for this. There's a new exercise online you can do where you put together NBA and NHL teams. Is it just those two? Owen sent me the link.
I have seen there's an NFL one as
20-0 for the
okay.
NFL.
20-0
for the NFL.
Yeah. So you spin the wheel and you get a team in a decade and you pick a player from that team and decade, a left winger, a right winger, a center. You're building a team and then you're simulating to see if you can in fact go 82-0. And I've seen people do this, and Owen whatever. I've seen people playing this throughout the last couple days and posting screenshots of the roster. It's just a game to play. NHL82.ca is the website to do this for the hockey version. So Owen sent it to me. He's like, I can't stop playing this. And he found a roster. You spin the wheel, and you put it all together, and he got himself an 82-0 team. And what do? I'm like, well, I'm going to try and go 0-82. I can't wait to try to put together a team that goes not 82-0. I want to go the other way.
Yeah.
For instance, goaltender Dennis Herron with a .897 save percentage in the 70s on the 15-67 was my first run at this. Not bad.
That's
15-67. I can build the worst team of all time. I don't think this site, it might even be harder. Because if you want to go 82-0, you're going to get your McDavids and your Gretzkys. If you want to go 0-82, I don't think they have the caliber of player available.
Is John Hayden on there anywhere?
Right. So
so if you get the wrong spin right out of the gates, like you're
not just that. I don't think
I got the 80. I got the 60s Blues. I'm like, well, I can't go 82-0. There's nobody in the 60s Blues that's going to get me there.
That's a part of it. I don't know if you can go 0-82 either. I don't know that the players are bad enough. Ooh, Beck Mellenstein, 2020 Washington. He's not on my team because he would prevent them from going 82 or 0-82.
Yeah.
Nicholas Aube-Kubel.
There we go.
Former Sabre.
I believe so.
For like 5 minutes.
Yeah, for a very short time.
That's a name I haven't thought of in a while, but he was definitely here for 5 minutes.
That was the original. The fourth line was supposed to be Aube-Kubel, Mellenstein, and Sam Lafferty.
Yeah, there you go.
That was supposed to be the fourth line.
I was so excited about Sam Lafferty.
Really?
Oh, here we go.
No, not really.
2000s Carolina just came up.
Okay.
Ooh.
Arturs Urbe, Cam Ward. See, they're too good. They're too good.
Right.
I can't. 52 legends available. Pick one and assign a position. What legend? Who could get me to the few? I'm doing Cam Ward. I think Cam Ward could win less than 15 games.
Yeah.
I was trying to win as many. I got to 71. It was the best I could do.
Yeah, like
It's
you're
tough.
using the best players. Ooh, Tanner Glass, left wing, on my team. Let's do it.
There you go.
So I'm like, Tanner Glass, Alexander
Glass.
Alexiev, Cam Ward. I'm spinning again. The 1980s Hartford Whalers. Scroll to the bottom. Mike Crombeen. All right, sure. Why not? He can play right wing.
Yep.
Let's put this team together. My first one had 15 wins. Larry Jeffrey is going to be on my team. No, actually, the position's filled. Al Hamilton, a defenseman from the 60s. And I only need a center. So my center, spin the ice, and the 1990s Pittsburgh Penguins. Okay. The center there is going to be Tyler Wright. Okay. 17 and 65. Even better.
17.
17 wins.
Still so far away.
So my low number was 15.
So far.
Yeah, that's just 15 and 67. If you can beat it, let's see it. Tanner Glass, Tyler Wright, Mike Crombeen is my top line. Alexander Alexiev, Al Hamilton, Cam Ward. Is Cam Ward winning me too many games?
You shouldn't be.
You should, yeah, no.
You shouldn't be.
Speaking of award winners that are out of this world ridiculous, Cam Ward won the Conn Smythe. He was pulled multiple times during the Stanley Cup. It's fine.
Yeah.
Lindy Ruff did not win the Jack Adams.
It's an utter embarrassment.
Question. When did we stop having the awards show? Is this the first year? And now what we're doing is we're giving out the award just on a Tuesday.
Yeah.
Or if you're Matthew Schaefer, who won the Calder, your family just says, like, hey, you won the award. In a really nice moment, really cool video. It's probably better than the award show. I kind of forgot we were doing it that way. But
They had an award show last year.
okay, so this is the
It was
first
on
year without
June
it?
12th of last year. It was prior to Game 4 of the Stanley Cup Final. So if they just decided no award show, unless they're gonna still have one with some of the major awards already being announced, but to me that would be just what would the point of that be? So we can go watch some C-list comedian make jokes to get everybody ready. Like just
C-list.
is it even C-list? Who's
I think the NHL might get to B-list.
yeah?
Yeah, and the band is going to be
Let me
like
find the host of the NHL Awards
The
and
band
tell
will
me if they're
be
B-list.
Hoobastank, or I don't know, Nickelback. Who would play the NHL Awards?
The last 4 years of NHL awards, Isaiah Mustafa was last year.
Okay,
No formal host in 2024. 2023, Dierks Bentley. 2022, Keenan Thompson.
okay.
There's one.
He's not C-list. Is he at least B-list, A-list? I mean, he's fine.
Yeah, I'd say he's B-list. That's all I got for you right now.
All right, fair enough. Lindy does not win the Jack Adams. It's John Cooper who wins it. Who wants to go first? I have what I think
Go
is
ahead.
the perfect comparison, and I didn't tweet it because I've saved it for this moment.
Okay.
It's McDermott getting fired. It's
The shock factor of it?
No.
Is McDermott getting fired?
It's the listen, maybe this should have happened at some point, and it's going to be this year. And the year itself is, that doesn't make sense, right? If you think
Right.
McDermott should have been fired, fine. If you think John Cooper should have a Jack Adams, it's probably right. Okay, fine. Not this year. McDermott, he got fired after what? Cobbling together a defense that had a lot of talent missing.
Yeah, no
Nobody in the national sphere thought you had talent on your defense, and he held it together pretty well. Other years, you maybe thought, that guy should go. So to me, it's the same as McDermott getting fired. With the body of work, you would say, this is a worthy idea. But in the actual year itself, like that does not make sense at all.
That's good.
Right?
Yeah, it's that. That's pretty. It's DiCaprio winning the Oscar for The Revenant.
Yes. This one?
This is the one you're picking
yeah, right.
to give him the award.
To make sure he gets one.
It's the Lindy part of it is what makes me emotional about it and angry about it, but the Cooper part of it is what makes it incredible. Like, sure, would there be anger if Marty St. Louis
Or Dan
had won,
Muse.
or Dan Muse, or how about Sturm? in Boston.
Yeah.
That dude had one elite player on his entire roster, and he somehow got them to the playoffs playing the system that they did. Like, okay, I can listen to a take or a reasoning of why Lindy didn't win for any of those guys. I just don't get it on Cooper. I do get it on Cooper. Any argument that is made about Cooper winning for this year is just cover for we feel bad we've never given him one before.
Yeah.
And honestly, some have just been open enough in like these Greg Wyshynski articles over the year or whether it's the TNT guys during certain broadcasts. Some guys have just been open enough to be like, yeah, I'm going to give it to him because he's never won before. Like, they're just willing to say it, which to me should be disqualifying from the vote. He won the award because he's never won the award. If there should be any doubt that that isn't true, anyone should ask themselves, if he won the Jack Adams in 2019 or 2021, would he have won the award this year? Because I think the answer is a flat no.
No, definitely
And he
not.
probably wouldn't have come close to winning if he had had one Jack Adams before this season.
They had 4 more points than they had last year. Tampa.
Yeah.
They had a couple injuries. Some injuries.
They missed Hedman. We missed one guy for like the big chunk of the year. They missed Point for a couple of weeks, but Kucherov was there. Gensel
130
was
points.
there. Hagel was there. Vasilevsky was there. Just because you didn't have Hedman, he won the award. That to me is cover. They were not top of the league in man games lost. They were like around 10th, I think, is where they ended up finishing. They were not number 1 for that.
The Sabres had their own Norris Trophy nominee defenseman gone from the team for stretches of time. They had one of their top 2 centers miss half the season. They had a rotating goalie situation where there was just this revelation that if we played them every other one, we'd get good results. Like, yeah, I mean, it's kind of incredible to me that the year the Sabres break the drought, I thought whoever did that would win Coach of the Year just alone. Like, hey,
yeah,
you St. Doug Maroned this thing. Someone got that team back to the playoffs, and they didn't just win or whatever, win a playoff spot. They beat that guy, John Cooper. They won the division, which what are the chances of that going into the season? What were the odds for the Sabres to win the division going into the year?
Oh, they would
was it plus
astronomical.
3,000, 5,000?
Yeah.
I mean, I know people thought they could make the playoffs, and some advanced stats stuff might have said, like, oh, this team's about ready to do something good. Winning the division. Nuts. And John Cooper wins the award.
It's just I didn't think he had an impressive year. Like, the Lightning, with all their talent, which they have a ton of it, especially at the top of their lineup, with all of that talent, like, I just don't think he represented himself well.
No.
A bunch down the stretch of the season. Like, does he win the Jack Adams because he overcame the penalty box door guy? Did he win it because he overcame the reviews and the refs? Because he was out in the media blaming all of those things at the end of the year. And at the same time, his team, like, part of why they don't win the division, why don't they win the division? Well, they lose 3 times to the Sabres down the stretch. They lose to Montreal. And their team, even into the playoffs, I think this was totally the case, were overly emotional and couldn't keep themselves under control and constantly took bad penalties because they weren't disciplined. Because they're Hagel going after Dahlin or them going after Krebs, and that's coming for the 8-7 game. But there were plays in the Montreal series where, they've got a power play coming up. Oh, and one of the Lightning did something dumb, and now it's matching. Like, the Lightning were undisciplined all year long with the extra stuff after whistles. And I think that's why, in part, they didn't win the division, and they didn't win in the first round of the playoffs. I don't know what did he do? What did he do that was so impressive with that team? Because Darren Radish scored a bunch of goals? I don't get it at all.
803-0550. If you want to just, complain about Lindy with us, or Lindy not getting an award, not really complain about Lindy.
Lindy was 3 points short of winning of tying the award. Well, I don't know what the tie-breaking process would have been.
Well, it's just a 3-2-1. Like, how many really?
They would have gone to a shootout.
Actually, I don't know if it's 3-2-1 or if it's. I should do the math. It's 5.
No, it's a 5-3. I think it's a 5-3-1.
Okay, 5-3-1. A 5-3-1 point system it's ranked choice.
Right.
I don't know any breakdown of the votes that would make it make sense, because you have that now. We have the breakdown of the votes, and John Cooper had more first-place votes. Lindy had more votes, just votes. Tally them up, add firsts and seconds and thirds. Lindy had more votes than John Cooper, but Cooper had 36 first-place votes to Lindy's 26. And then second and third, Lindy had more. If you just add them up, he had more votes by a lot.
Yeah, he had nine more total votes.
Yeah.
Because he had 5 more third-place votes, and he had 14 more second-place votes.
Yeah. So it's almost like a situation where you had Muse and Ruff splitting the electorate, because there was enough hockey media to push back against the let's just give it to John Cooper, but they couldn't beat out a divided block. I almost want to say it's like an election where the incumbent won because the other two challengers split each other's votes.
Right. You needed, because he loses by 3 points, you needed one more first-place vote for Lindy to win. And the other first-place votes, you had 18 for Muse, 4 for Bednar, 4 for St. Louis, 4 for Travis Green, 3 for Tocchet, 3 for Brindamore, 1 for Sturm. You flip one of those first-place votes on that rundown, anyone from any guy, and Lindy wins the award. That makes it almost more maddening to me, is that it was that close. And I understand that point, because that's right, because that to me was who you should have been deciding from. That group. A lot of those guys, by the way, it's funny, in the Atlantic Division, Mike showed me this point yesterday, and I thought it was great because I think it might be right, that you could argue for 5 guys above Cooper in the Atlantic. Just in the Atlantic, you could argue for 5 guys above Cooper. So that's right, splitting it in that way. I don't have a problem with any of those guys getting first-place votes. The one guy who voted for Sturm, first place, I don't think there's any issue with that at all.
Yep.
Or the 4 that voted for St. Louis, don't think there's a problem with that. But 36, I feel like 36 people voting for Cooper for first place decided in December when Hedman was missing some games and they were still good and we had never given it to him before. So, this is Cooper's year. This is Cooper's year. I feel like 36 people decided in December we're giving this award to John Cooper, and then they put their pens down and stopped watching the league for the rest of the season.
I mean, I felt like Tampa got tons of benefit of the doubt on everything. We talked with Dom Lecision of The Athletic, and when he's got those graphs, the little block chart things that who's got the chance to win, and it was always Tampa had like a 5 times better chance to make the Cup final than Buffalo or Montreal, and I can never figure out why. Why is every benefit of the doubt going to the Tampa Bay Lightning? But it was, and here's another one where it's just like, oh, wait, actually, they don't even match up. So here's a writer who thinks the Lightning are probably just going to win because they're so much better than everybody. But they finished in second, so their coach has to win Coach of the Year. It's also, I know, the Olympics and the gold medal game doesn't factor in, but man who lost gold medal game with Team Canada and finished in second place with the Tampa Bay Lightning, rewarded as Coach of the Year. So, listen, I don't know. I don't expect anybody there to have my resume. My list of complaining when our guy hasn't won an award is small. I don't know that I've ever done it. I've never sat here and said, I can't believe Josh didn't win the MVP. I just don't really do that. It's a vote, and there are worthy candidates. Years where Lamar wins it instead, he's a worthy candidate. This time, I don't know. You made the joke Damar Hamlin. That's my one. Is the bigger snub?
That's the one time. Maybe there's others, but that's the number one time for me that I lost it. It was disgusting to me that they didn't give it to him.
So I think Lindy's a bigger snub, and I'll just make the case quickly. In the Damar Hamlin comeback player of the year, immediately after the league clarified what the award is for, at least then. It was half the voters thinking, well, I feel like it should be for that. There was an interpretation to it, right? The interpretation was, well, Joe Flacco, who won it, was a much more regular player. He went in and threw 4 touchdowns. He's a quarterback. He's not a depth defensive back who plays special teams and returned to play. Those people thought the player that does the most should win it. Ridiculous as that might be, if you don't agree with that. I don't tend to agree with that. I think if you come back from what Damar Hamlin came back from, you should win it.
Right.
But immediately after, they said, no. You got to come back from an injury, not just from being an old person like Joe Flacco did.
All right.
But there was a case for Flacco at the time. So because of that, I actually think that Lindy Ruff is a bigger snub.
I definitely do not think. Counterpoint. He did not come back to life. Lindy did not. And I remember quickly, my pushback on that, because that was said a lot. Like, well, what are they voting for? They gave Alex Smith comeback player of the year. I think it was 3 years before that when his leg was nearly, amputated and had all those surgeries when he had 6 touchdowns and 8 interceptions in a season. They had decided a couple of years prior that play on the field doesn't have to matter if the thing you come back from is that extreme. And then they didn't give it to DeMar Hamlin.
To me,
Alex Smith barely played the year he won comeback
But he
player of
did
the
play
year.
quarterback. Like, he played.
But he wasn't good.
I know.
He was terrible.
In the case of Hamlin, they were basically saying, like, this guy's not even really playing. Is what they were the case they were making.
It's still gross. It's pretty bad.
It's pretty bad.
This is almost, to me, it's almost on the level. Like, I think it is as egregious an award snub that I've seen, and I think it's because of who won it. If Lindy didn't win today and it was another guy, I don't think it would have been nearly as bad as Cooper. They gave John Cooper a Lifetime Achievement Award. There's just no way around it.
Really not. There's not. Tony is up. Hey, Tony, good morning.
Hey, fellas, good morning. How we doing today?
We're good.
Good. I couldn't agree with you guys more. I think this was mailed in, like you guys said, back in December. As a Habs fan, my vote would have been for Lindy, and then Marty second. And the reason I'm picking Lindy is, guys, you remember back in November, you guys were ready to blow that team up. I remember Montreal was kicking tires on Tage Thompson back in November. If you could, and I only imagine if he was with Montreal, that would have been awesome. But kudos to Lindy. He took a team that was getting ready to be, ripped apart, and he grabbed it and ran with it. And in Marty's case, he's got a young team. And, guys, both teams, Buffalo and Montreal, they're going to be the teams in the Atlantic to reckon with. Tampa, they're probably going to lose Radish this year to UFA. They're getting an older team, and then the proof is in the pudding to see what Coop can do with that type of team versus what Lindy and Marty are going to do with two teams that are young and full of studs. Have a great day, guys.
Thanks, Tony. I saw someone also suggest that it's lifetime achievement, and it's also let's get him one before those other teams start beating Tampa routinely. Which, should we count on that?
That could be a reason.
That
why.
could
I'm not assuming
like the writing is on the wall for Montreal and Buffalo about to make it a lot tougher for him to win his next one.
I've been racking my brain for all the reasons on top of he's never won one before, so we got to give it to him. There's that. There's the injury thing that people want to mention. There's how good an interview he is, right?
Well,
the broadcasters, everybody, what a great guy John Cooper is.
That definitely matters. If you as a coach never did a post game and never did an interview, you would not get a vote. Like who you are and how you treat people does matter to them.
Right. And he plays around with the media, and there he is doing what was doing with Uno cards on the TNT broadcast. And just everyone loves Cooper. Everyone loves John Cooper. But you like him. Okay, that's why you gave it to him, because you like him? Yes. Sweet. The other reason that I thought, did they give it to him because, is it a style thing? The whole river hockey thing. And, I've really wondered this since the midpoint of the season. I don't know, you know why I wonder it? It's less about the river hockey comment. Oh, that's a part of it, too. It's also the way that the national broadcasts have sounded about the Sabres in those games down the stretch of the season and into the playoffs. I always felt like there was this, and those are the guys who vote on the award, so this could actually correlate. I always felt like there was this tone from the hockey world that you don't play the right way. The way you play, you can't get away with that. You can't play like that and win. And Tampa plays the solid, physical, defensive style, responsible. The way that hockey's supposed to be played. That's how the Lightning do it. And there was always this underlying tone, I felt river hockey. And maybe there wasn't a respect for the way Lindy had his team playing on some level.
Yeah. 803-0550 is the phone number. Rasmus Dahlin finished third in the Norris.
Yep.
And Zach.
He'll probably win the Masterton Trophy.
Okay.
I would imagine.
By the way, Zach Werenski winning the Norris on a non-playoff team. So that can be done.
Yep.
The last time that happened. Should I know it coming in? Last time
when was the last time any major award
went to a non-playoff team?
Went to a non-playoff team. Yeah, I don't know.
803-0550. We're going to check in Winnipeg today. Mike McIntyre from the Winnipeg Free Press joins us at 9 o'clock. We'll, poke Joe's favorite idea. Still your favorite? Hellebuck?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
We'll talk about Hellebuck coming up.
Didn't you come up with an award or an idea that I liked more?
We didn't get a chance to even kick it around. It was Miles Garrett or Connor Hellebuck. And 2 minutes later.
No, I know. Yes, right.
He got traded.
But wasn't there a Sabre idea that you found that we talked about that I might have put over him? I don't remember what it was.
Oh, and what was it? It would have been a top 6 forward. It would have been something like
Kyrou. Maybe you were into.
Yeah, you were flirting with Kyrou instead.
liked
that was a 24-hour flash in the pan. Like I still like that idea, but
you do Hellebuck?
No, I got excited about Kyrou for like a day.
Yeah,
and I'm still like that idea, but no, Hellebuck would be above that for me. Yeah.
Okay. 803-0550. You can give us a ring. 1-888-550-2550. Plenty to get to. Another beautiful day. Highs near 80 today in Buffalo. Game 2 of the Stanley Cup Final is tonight. The Knicks steal Game 1. Jalen Brunson, legend status, 1 game into a series based on how that went. He left early with an injury, came back, and was big for them. So the Knicks, 1-0 over the Spurs. I felt that series felt over 11 minutes in because Brunson limps off. You're like, what, sweep?
It couldn't have been a worse first quarter for them.
That's right. And they win. They scored the last 11 points of the game in the last 2:15 and steal Game 1. So good for the Knicks. Jeremy and Joe here on WGR. I don't know any breakdown of the votes that would make it make sense because you have that now. We have the breakdown of the votes, and John Cooper had more first-place votes. Lindy had more votes, just votes. Tally them up. Add firsts and seconds and thirds. Lindy had more votes than John Cooper. But Cooper had 36 first-place votes to Lindy's 26. Mm-hmm. And then second and third, Lindy had more. If you just add them up, he had more votes by a lot.
Yeah, he had nine more total votes.
Yeah.
Because he had 5 more third-place votes, and he had 14 more second-place votes.
Yeah. So it's almost like a situation where you had Muse and Ruff splitting the electorate because there was enough hockey media to push back against the let's just give it to John Cooper, but they couldn't beat out a divided block. I almost want to say it's like an election where the incumbent won because the other two challengers split each other's votes.
Right. You needed, because he loses by 3 points, you needed 1 more first-place vote for Lindy to win. And the other first-place votes, you had 18 for Muse, 4 for Bednar, 4 for St. Louis, 4 for Travis Green, 3 for Tocchet, 3 for Brindamore, 1 for Sturm. You flip one of those first-place votes on that rundown, anyone from any guy, and Lindy wins the award. Mm-hmm. That makes it almost more maddening to me, is that it was that close. And I understand that point, because that's right, because that to me was who you should have been deciding from.
Lindy does not win the Jack Adams. It's John Cooper who wins it. Who wants to go first? I have what I think is the perfect comparison, and I didn't tweet it because I've saved it for this moment.
Okay.
It's McDermott getting fired. It's
the shock factor of it?
No.
Is McDermott getting fired?
It's listen, maybe this should have happened at some point, and it's going to be this year. And the year itself that doesn't make sense, right? If you think McDermott should have been fired, fine. If you think John Cooper should have a Jack Adams, it's probably right. Okay, fine. Not this year. McDermott, he got fired after what? Cobbling together a defense that had a lot of talent. Nobody in the national sphere thought you had talent on your defense, and he held it together pretty well. Other years, you maybe thought, that guy should go. So to me, it's the same as McDermott getting fired. With the body of work, you would say, this is a worthy idea. But in the actual year itself, that does not make sense at all.
That's good.
Right?
It's that. That's pretty It's DiCaprio winning the Oscar for The Revenant.
Yes. This one?
This is the one you're picking
right.
to give him the award?
To make sure he gets one.
It's the Lindy part of it is what makes me emotional about it and angry about it, but the Cooper part of it is what makes it incredible. Like, sure, would there be anger if Marty St. Louis
or Dan
had
Muse.
won, or Dan Muse, or how about Sturm in Boston?
Yeah.
That dude had one elite player on his entire roster, and he somehow got them to the playoffs playing the system that they did. Like, okay, I can listen to a take or a reasoning of why Lindy didn't win for any of those guys. I just don't get it on Cooper. I do get it on Cooper. Any argument that is made about Cooper winning for this year is just cover for we feel bad we've never given him one before.
Yeah.
And honestly, some have just been open enough in like these Greg Wyshynski articles over the year or whether it's the TNT guys during certain broadcasts. Some guys have just been open enough to be like, yeah, I'm going to give it to him because he's never won before. Like, they're just willing to say it, which to me should be disqualifying from the vote. He won the award because he's never won the award. If there should be any doubt that isn't true, anyone should ask themselves, if he won the Jack Adams in 2019 or 2021, would he have won the award this year? Because I think the answer is a flat no.
No, definitely
And he
not.
probably wouldn't have come close to winning if he had one Jack Adams before this season.
The NBA final got underway last night. The Knicks beat the Spurs 105-95. They take a 1-0 series lead. That continues tomorrow night with an 8:30 tip. The Jack Adams awarded to Tampa Bay Lightning coach John Cooper yesterday. Tampa this season came in second in the division and tallied 106 points on the season. Rasmus Dahlin also finished third in Norris Trophy voting as well. The Stanley Cup Final continues tonight at 8. Vegas leads the series 1-0. You'll be able to catch all of the action right here on WGR with a 7:30 pregame as well. Looking around the NFL, quarterback Russell Wilson announced his retirement from the NFL. Packers edge rusher Micah Parsons confirmed that he is likely to start the 2026 season on the physically unable to perform list. And California authorities have issued a warrant for the arrest of 49ers wide receiver Brandon Ayuk. The warrant stems from a video recorded by Ayuk in December, which he filmed himself speeding past Levi Stadium. In baseball, the Braves beat the Blue Jays 7-3. The Yankees fell to the Guardians 5-4. The Red Sox, they bested the Orioles 8-1. And the Mets beat the Mariners 7-1. That's your Paddock Chevrolet Sports Headlines. Paddock Chevrolet with you for the extra mile since 1935. I'm Joe Cali for Western New York's Voice of the Fan, WGR.
Brunson on the drive, spins underneath, puts it up, puts it in. Jalen Brunson does it again.
Great night for the Knicks. They win 105-95, beating the Spurs
Brunson
in Game 1.
is awesome.
He is awesome.
He's awesome.
And, man, I was so bummed out for every Knick fan. Nate Geary here of WGR was in his emotions. Like, the most Buffalo thing to happen to the Knicks could be Jalen Brunson going out in the first quarter with an injury. He left with a knee injury. He was limping.
Yeah.
I thought he came back to the bench just to be there for his teammates, like Michael Hoyt with a torn Achilles.
Right.
I'm like, no, there's nothing we can do. I'm going to sit on the bench and get the guys going.
Is that when he hurt his knee?
Yeah.
He hurt his knee first, then he came back in, and then he hurt his ankle.
Yeah.
And then he was screaming at the ref. He was mad.
I wasn't sure if it was knee or ankle. They said knee, but it looked like he held his ankle on the one fall. Anyway, he comes back, but I thought it was just moral support, and then he checks in the game, and I thought, he's going in?
Yeah.
Daniel LaRusso's going to fight? You know that reference?
Yes, I do.
Wow, all right. That's a win for me.
Yeah, Karate Kid.
Daniel LaRusso's going to fight? That's
Love
how I felt
Karate
about
Kid.
Jalen Brunson. So good for him. Good for the Knicks.
I mean, it's like Willis Reed, except he actually played. Brunson. Didn't Willis Reed not actually play? He came back, scored 2 points.
I'll confess to not knowing the story as well as I should. He definitely
But
played.
you know the legend of it, right?
He definitely
him
played.
walking back onto the court.
Yeah, I know the legend. I don't know the full breakdown of his box score. But I'll believe you if you tell me he didn't do much.
4 points, 3 rebounds.
And how many minutes and how many shots?
In 27 minutes.
All right, that's role player.
That's the legendary game. I've always wanted to remember that. Wait a minute. This thing that was so heroic and celebratory, he played half the game and scored 4 points? He only made 2 more shots than I did in that game.
Yeah.
This was Brunson down the stretch. The 3 he makes at the end after the effort play. He is one of these guys that's just going to get credit all the time because he always does it. He's going to make the big shot at the end. He's just always that guy. So, I couldn't decide who I wanted to root for, even watching the game, though. I just watched it happen, and it was impressive, so we'll see.
803-0550 to join us, 1-888-550-2550. Lindy Ruff does not win the Jack Adams, talking about that, and on and on. Sabres season tickets, by the way, I wonder if they're gone.
There were a couple hundred,
They were
right?
down to
Before.
500 full season memberships.
Yeah.
And I had someone write to me that they tried to get some, and they were gone in the 300s. You cannot get a full season ticket up there again. And that's one thing I'm eager to see next year. Opening night, this opening night will be full, but the second game of the season, the third game, will there be 41 sellouts? Will there be 35 sellouts? I mean, they ended the season on such a streak, and everybody's so into it. It really might be that the whole season ends up sold out. It depends on what the Sabres do. And your favorite idea is Hellebuck. Yeah. I drove in this morning thinking I'd like to bet that UPL's their opening night starter. That's what I would bet. Is it not the favorite?
He's the favorite.
That UPL's their opening night starter?
Yep.
He doesn't have to be blamed for their loss. He played really well in the first period of Game 7. Watching Montreal, to me, against Carolina was an exercise in watching a team you should have beaten flat out, and not your goalie, because they got routinely held to 11 shots.
Yeah.
That's a team that's just not that threatening. And if you're the Sabres, maybe you can't lock them down the way that Carolina could, but you certainly could limit them. The Sabres play a good enough style, and they kind of woke up later in the series. Games 2 and 3 are what did them in, and I don't know that goalie was really the thing. So in the moment, we're all upset about goal. I feel like Luukkonen is the odds-on favorite to be the opening night starter.
I think he probably is. I would definitely agree that he's more probably than not going to be the guy, and that he would also be the guy over who's here, right?
Lyon.
I think Lyon had just as good of a regular season and a better playoff, but Luukkonen is the guy that's paid and is young, and he's gonna be the guy. He's gonna be the first guy that they turn to, the first guy that they go to, unless he's hurt. That happened last training camp, right? Mm-hmm. That he wasn't available to them, and he's had some problems with that in his career. I mean, I still, going back to the Hellebuck idea, it's the only one for me. They're not and shouldn't be trading for Jordan Binnington in the offseason or Aiden Hill from the Golden Knights. To me, it's Hellebuck or bust. If that is not a real idea because Winnipeg doesn't want to deal him, or because they made moves that he likes and he's now happy staying, or because he tells them, I'm only going to Florida or Colorado or wherever, then, okay, fine. Then Luukkonen. Then you just run it back with, I think, the guys that you have. I wouldn't just want to assume, though, that Luukkonen is going to have another solid season. So far in his career, it is down. Bad year, good year, bad year, good year. And he's due for the bad year. Or will he just go on a run now of a bunch of years in a row, all right, where he's pretty good and the consistency returns? Because that has not happened yet. And I would still be almost afraid, I think, of Luukkonen having a year where All right, he's the guy for the playoffs again. And I don't know if there's enough. It's kind of going to be almost like a Bills point. I don't know if there's anything he could do in the regular season that would get me to trust him in the playoffs. That's a Bills point, isn't it? I don't care what you do in the regular season. I need you to do it in the playoffs. For the Sabres, I don't know how many things that would be true of. I feel like goalie, that's going to be it for me. Like, I just don't think, unless he does it multiple series in a row or years in a row, that after the playoffs he had and really the inconsistency throughout his career, I just don't think that even if he has a good year next year that he's going to be a guy that I want to trust in the postseason. They have had 4 different opening night goaltenders the last 4 years, by the way.
Luukkonen
in 24.
Levi
in 23.
Lyon in 25.
Yep. And then you're just missing 22.
22 is going to be, boy, that's far enough back to be. Should I get this? Is this easy?
It's gettable. It's definitely gettable.
The toughest part is years blending together.
Sure, right.
But 4 years back, it's going to be...
Preceding it, like to give you the timeline, it went Leonard, Hutton, before
Right.
This guy went twice in a row.
Hutton was my...
Was it Anderson?
Anderson.
Oh, right.
Craig
right.
Anderson,
Craig Anderson
was their opening night goalie. Yeah.
Will it be a name this next time? Good.
Yep.
803-0550.
The broadcasters. They didn't know how to pronounce Luukkonen's name. They had votes.
I know. Yeah.
That was just Messier and Subban, wasn't it?
Yes.
But don't they have votes for Coach of the Year?
Mark in Tonawanda. Hey, Mark.
Hey, good morning, guys. I had a question. I have been thinking about an angle on this John Cooper winning the Coach of the Year that I haven't heard. Mm-hmm. I wanted to compare it to Josh Allen winning the MVP last year, because a lot of people said that was somewhat of a lifetime achievement award because his stats were similar and some worse than others. So just thought you'd like to talk about that.
Thanks, Mark. It's a good call out.
Yeah.
Because there has been a discussion about Allen when he finally got it. It wasn't even his best year. He was deserving more twice before. To me, the easy point to insert there is people can't decide what the MVP is.
Mm-hmm.
Is the MVP the best player on the best team? Because it's been that a lot.
Yeah.
When you're the quarterback of the 1 seed and you throw 47 touchdowns, you are the MVP. And then there's who does the most with the least. A lot of times, the MVP conversation becomes who's carrying an offense. If Joe Burrow throws 50 touchdowns this year and Jamar Chase catches 30 of them, then Burrow can't win the MVP because Chase is too good. Right? That's always baked in. Why is Allen currently the MVP favorite? Is it not because he's still kind of viewed as the guy that does the most with the least?
Right.
He has more this year, but it's not a situation where he's surrounded by all of these pieces. And he has a new coach, and of course he's like the best player in the league. So I don't want to make too much about supporting cast, but supporting cast endlessly gets lumped in with MVP.
Yeah, that's the biggest difference. Supporting cast should be lumped in to some degree with Coach of the Year. Like, part of it should be, that's why I brought up Sturm earlier. Like, I think Sturm was a better candidate than Cooper. Is what did you do with the tools that were given to you? Like, all right, one guy had just Pasternak and then a bunch of mid guys. This guy in Tampa had Kucherov, who is like the best scorer in the league.
Points.
He had the best goalie in the world. He has Radish this year. He has Hagel this year. He has Point this year. Like, on and on and on. When Allen won MVP, he didn't have anything. He had a line. He had a great offensive line, right? But who was he throwing to? But I would agree on some level with the point, because I also thought there were definitely other years where Allen was more deserving of the MVP than the year that he ended up winning the MVP. So I think supporting cast should matter in both of those awards. I just feel like it didn't when they really looked at Coach of the Year, as it did with Allen for sure.
803-0550 if you want to join us. Go to NHL82.ca to try to put together your 82-0 team.
You're trying to do 0-82,
or
so
try to beat my low of 15-67. I'm working on it again.
15.
I've decided the thing I have to do is look for goalie early. For instance, Corey Hirsch. Let's get to Corey Hirsch out there in net for me. I'll let you know this entire team that I put together.
Okay.
Again, I'm trying to put together the worst team of all time instead of the best team of all time. I don't know who half these players are. 1960s Pittsburgh Penguins players. I don't know. I'm just scrolling down and going for the least points.
60s Penguins players.
Right. Who has the fewest points? My number one center is going to come from the 2000s Boston Bruins, and it's going to be Jeremy Reich. 19 and 63. Too good. Too good. Corey Hirsch, Chad Ruedel, Billy D.
Chad Ruedel.
Chad Ruedel.
He had a career, didn't he?
Sure.
That's not like a nobody. I mean, it is to the league, I guess, but not to us because he was here.
803-0550. We're going the wrong direction. First time I did it, I had 15 wins. I've gone to 17, now to 19. I got to put the worst team on the ice ever. I know I can do it. I believe.
I think you just need a team of fighters.
But they won't give it to you.
They won't give you the fighters?
It's not every player in NHL history. It's a limited group.
Right.
And it just doesn't go deep enough to give you. I don't think 0-82 is attainable on this site. 82-0 is, 0-82 is not. And that to me is a flaw.
Yeah, I would agree with
What
that.
about those of us that want to put together?
You haven't even come close.
15.
15. You're 15
wins.
wins away.
Didn't the Capitals win 8 games as the fewest ever in their expansion year? I got to get down to single digits. I got to find a way.
I think 0-82 might actually be like physically impossible in hockey, just because if you have any goalie who's ever played in the league, he's going to have
He's gonna
one
make
game.
saves.
He's going to have one game out of 82 that he's going to win it for you.
Don't tell me it can't be done. I'm going to keep trying. Spin the ice, NHL82.ca. Jeremy and Joe on WGR. Lindy does not win the Jack Adams. It's John Cooper who wins it. Who wants to go first? I have what I think is the perfect comparison, and I didn't tweet it because I've saved it for this moment.
Okay.
It's McDermott getting fired. It's
the shock factor of it.
No.
Is McDermott getting fired?
It's listen, maybe this should have happened at some point, and it's going to be this year. And the year itself that doesn't make sense, right? If you think McDermott should have been fired, fine. If you think John Cooper should have a Jack Adams, it's probably right. Okay, fine. Not this year. McDermott, he got fired after what? Cobbling together a defense that had a lot of talent. Nobody in the national sphere thought you had talent on your defense, and he held it together pretty well. Other years, you maybe thought, that guy should go. So to me, it's the same as McDermott getting fired. With the body of work, you would say, this is a worthy idea. But in the actual year itself, that does not make sense at all.
That's good.
Right?
Yeah, it's that. That's pretty. It's DiCaprio winning the Oscar for The Revenant.
Yes. This one?
This is the one you're picking to give him the award?
To make sure he gets one.
It's the Lindy part of it is what makes me emotional about it and angry about it, but the Cooper part of it is what makes it incredible. Sure, would there be anger if Marty St. Louis
or Dan
had
Muse.
won, or Dan Muse, or how about Sturm in Boston?
Yeah.
That dude had one elite player on his entire roster, and he somehow got them to the playoffs playing the system that they did. Okay, I can listen to a take or a reasoning of why Lindy didn't win for any of those guys. I just don't get it on Cooper. I do get it on Cooper. Any argument that is made about Cooper winning for this year is just cover for we feel bad we've never given him one before.
Yeah.
And honestly, some have just been open enough in these Greg Wyshynski articles over the year, or whether it's the TNT guys during certain broadcasts. Some guys have just been open enough to be like, yeah, I'm going to give it to him because he's never won before. They're just willing to say it, which to me should be disqualifying from the vote. He won the award because he's never won the award. If there should be any doubt that isn't true, anyone should ask themselves, if he won the Jack Adams in 2019 or 2021, would he have won the award this year? Because I think the answer is a flat no.
No, definitely
And he
not.
probably wouldn't have come close to winning if he had one Jack Adams before this season.
And your favorite idea is Hellebuck.
Yeah.
I drove in this morning thinking I'd like to bet that UPL's their opening night starter. That's what I would bet. Is it not the favorite?
He's the favorite.
That UPL's their opening night starter?
Yep.
He doesn't have to be blamed for their loss. He played really well in the first period of Game 7. Watching Montreal, to me, against Carolina was a an exercise in watching a team you should have beaten flat out, and not your goalie, because they got routinely held to 11 shots.
Yeah.
That's a team that's just not that threatening. And if you're the Sabres, maybe you can't lock them down the way that Carolina could, but you certainly could limit them. The Sabres play a good enough style, and they kind of woke up later in the series. Games 2 and 3 are what did them in, and I don't know that goalie was really the thing. So in the moment, we're all upset about goal. I feel like Luukkonen is the odds-on favorite to be the opening night starter.
I think he probably is. I would definitely agree that he's more probably than not going to be the guy, and that he would also be the guy over who's here, right? Like
Lyon.
I think Lyon had just as good of a regular season and a better playoff, but Luukkonen is the guy that's paid and is young, and like he's gonna be the guy. He's gonna be the first guy that they turn to, the first guy that they go to, unless he's hurt. That happened last training camp, right? That he wasn't available to them, and he's had some problems with that in his career. I mean, I still, going back to the Hellebuck idea, it's the only one for me. Like, they're not and shouldn't be trading for Jordan Binnington in the offseason or Aiden Hill from the Golden Knights. Like, to me, it's Hellebuck or bust. If that is not a real idea because Winnipeg doesn't want to deal him, or because they made moves that he likes and he's now happy staying, or because he tells them, I'm only going to Florida or Colorado or wherever, then, like, well, okay, fine. Then Luukkonen. Then you just run it back with, I think, the guys that you have. I wouldn't just want to assume, though, that Luukkonen is going to have another solid season. So far in his career, it is
down.
Bad year, good year, bad year, good year. And he's due for the bad year. Or will he just go on a run now of a bunch of years in a row, like, all right, where he's pretty good and the consistency returns?
Now 6-point Nick lead. A fan just ran on the floor and wants to take a selfie. Security quickly takes him away.
I don't think I've ever seen that.
Was it a
fan running on the floor?
Was it a YouTuber from the Montreal Canadiens? Again, was it that guy who got attacked? Was it him?
I didn't quite see. Did you hear the music they did the introductions for the Knicks on at the beginning of the game?
I did not.
It was like cartoon joke music. Like I don't know how to really describe it. It was like mocking cartoon music. I don't know if we could find it, but I hated it. Like, it's the NBA Finals. You get the big intro. Like, easy to get romantic about the finals. Like, all the great ones you've seen over the past years. Like, there's all the highlights of LeBron and Jordan and whoever. And then, okay, here's the game. Here's the broadcast. Sick intros, right? No, it's like clown music. Because here's the Knicks. And it felt like I don't know. It felt like we were watching Savannah Bananas all of a sudden. This was it.
6'5" guard from Villanova, number 3.
Oh, the Spurs did that.
The Spurs did it. Yeah. Sorry, not ESPN. Like,
Yeah.
But it was on ESPN.
Gotcha.
Didn't like it.
Yeah,
It's the finals.
that's disrespectful of the game.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Like, of the moment, the series. Like, if it's December, I have no problem with that. But, like, come on, I'm getting ready for the finals, and that, I didn't like that.
That's lame. I'm rooting for the Knicks now. Just off that.
That made me, my meter went a little bit towards the Knicks there. Yeah.
That's super lame.
Super lame.
That's super
Hated
lame.
it.
Yeah. All right. Knicks lead 1-0. Tonight, game 2, Vegas and Carolina. Go Vegas.
I gotta pick rooting teams in both of these series. Game 1 was great though.
Maybe Vegas.
we'll get a good
Maybe
game, too.
Vegas could play the Knicks, and we'll root for the Knicks
Yes.
easily.
Oh, that'd be
and
great.
the Spurs could play Carolina,
Beautiful.
and that makes it easy to root for the Spurs.
Who's gonna
Problem solved.
Who's gonna do the siren for Carolina today? It'll make us mad.
Ooh.
They're just gonna run through 06 Hurricanes.
Kevin Adams.
No. He didn't.
He was on the team. Well, he didn't record a point.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, due respect to him, I was going to say, like, they don't. No.
No?
No, it's more likely to be Mike Commodore or Doug Waite or Cam Ward, who won the Conn Smythe.
More likely, Kevin Adams or Chad LaRose.
Eric Cole.
Brett Hedican.
Brett Hedican.
Did you mention Cam Ward?
I did.
What about Gerber?
More
or less.
Give me a country star. Mike Krzyzewski. He's going to crossover sport.
Belichick?
Bryce Young.
Do they like? I don't know if they like Belichick though. Oh, Tim Ream is going to do it, right? Because the World Cup is coming up, and he plays for.
Okay.
Well, never mind. U.S. World Cup's probably something
Sounds
else.
like we really miss our drum banger draft. Now we want a siren draft.
Matt Cullen.
803-0550, 1-888-550-2550. Another beautiful day yesterday. Another beautiful day on the way today. High of about 80, he tried to say. Jeremy and Joe on WGR. I don't know any breakdown of the votes that would make it make sense, because you have that now. We have the breakdown of the votes, and John Cooper had more first-place votes. Lindy had more votes. Just votes. Tally them up. Add firsts and seconds and thirds. Lindy had more votes than John Cooper. But Cooper had 36 first-place votes to Lindy's 26. Mm-hmm. And then second and third, Lindy had more. If you just add them up, he had more votes by a lot.
Yeah, he had nine more total votes.
Yeah.
Because he had 5 more third-place votes, and he had 14 more second-place votes.
Yeah. So it's almost like a situation where you had Muse and Ruff splitting the electorate, because there was enough hockey media to push back against the let's just give it to John Cooper, but they couldn't beat out a divided block. I almost want to say, like, it's like an election where the incumbent won because the other two challengers split each other's votes.
Right. You needed, because he loses by 3 points, you needed one more first-place vote for Lindy to win. And the other first-place votes, you had 18 for Muse, 4 for Bednar, 4 for St. Louis, 4 for Travis Green, 3 for Tocchet, 3 for Brindamore, 1 for Sturm. You flip one of those first-place votes on that rundown, anyone from any guy, and Lindy wins the award. Mm-hmm. That makes it almost more maddening to me, is that it was that close. And I understand that point, because that's right, because that to me was who you should have been deciding from.
And your favorite idea is Hellebuck. Yeah. I drove in this morning thinking I'd like to bet that UPL's their opening night starter. That's what I would bet. Is it not the favorite?
He's the favorite.
That UPL's their opening night starter?
Yeah.
He doesn't have to be blamed for their loss. He played really well in the first period of Game 7. Watching Montreal, to me, against Carolina was an exercise in watching a team you should have beaten flat out, and not your goalie, because they got routinely held to 11 shots.
Yeah.
That's a team that's just not that threatening. And if you're the Sabres, maybe you can't lock them down the way that Carolina could, but you certainly could limit them. The Sabres play a good enough style, and they kind of woke up later in the series. Games 2 and 3 are what did them in, and I don't know that goalie was really the thing. So in the moment, we're all upset about goal. I feel like Luukkonen is the odds-on favorite to be the opening night starter.
I think he probably is. I would definitely agree that he's more probably than not going to be the guy, and that he would also be the guy over who's here, right? Like
Lyon.
I think Lyon had just as good of a regular season and a better playoff, but Luukkonen is the guy that's paid and is young, and like he's gonna be the guy. He's gonna be the first guy that they turn to. The first guy that they go to. Unless he's hurt. That happened last training camp, right? Mm-hmm. That he wasn't available to them, and he's had some problems with that in his career. I mean, going back to the Hellebuck idea, it's the only one for me. Like, they're not and shouldn't be trading for Jordan Binnington in the offseason or Aiden Hill from the Golden Knights. Like, to me, it's Hellebuck or bust. If that is not a real idea because Winnipeg doesn't want to deal him, or because they made moves that he likes and he's now happy staying, or because he tells them, I'm only going to Florida or Colorado or wherever, then, like, well, okay, fine. Then Luukkonen. Then you just run it back with, I think, the guys that you have. I wouldn't just want to assume, though, that Luukkonen is going to have another solid season. So far in his career, it is
down.
Bad year, good year, bad year, good year. And he's due for the bad year. Or will he just go on a run now of a bunch of years in a row, like, all right, where he's pretty good in the consistency returns?
The NBA final got underway last night. The Knicks beat the Spurs 105-95. They take a 1-0 series lead. That continues tomorrow night with an 8:30 tip. The Jack Adams was awarded to the Tampa Bay Lightning coach John Cooper yesterday. Tampa this season came in second in their division, tallied 106 points on the season. Rasmus Dahlin finished third in Norris Trophy voting as well. And the Stanley Cup Final continues tonight at 8. Vegas leads the series 1-0. You'll be able to catch all of the action right here on WGR with the 7:30 pregame as well. Looking around the NFL, quarterback Russell Wilson announced his retirement from the NFL. Packers edge rusher Micah Parsons confirmed that he is likely to start the season on the physically unable to perform list. California authorities have issued a warrant for the arrest of 49ers wide receiver Brandon Ayuk. The warrant stems from a video recorded by Ayuk in December in which he filmed himself speeding past Levi's Stadium. In baseball, the Braves beat the Blue Jays 7-3. The Yankees fell to the Guardians 5-4. The Red Sox bested the Orioles 8-1, and the Mets beat the Mariners 7-1. Join Brian Koziel this Saturday, June 6th, as he broadcasts live from Batavia Downs for the Belmont Stakes from 2 to 5 p.m. Check out the Belmont parties and specials at BataviaDownsGaming.com. Batavia Downs Gaming and Hotel, the area's premier entertainment destination. That's your Paddock Chevrolet Sports Update. Paddock Chevrolet, with you for the extra mile since 1935. I'm Joe Cali for Western New York's Voice of the Fan, WGR.
How are you feeling right now?
Good. Football in June is really fun. Energy at practice is good. Obviously not doing any team stuff right now, but I'm at least sideline operation, learning how to celebrate with the different guys. Everybody figures out their handshakes. There's still stuff out there I can do.
Yeah, physically though, what's the target date? Do you have one?
Yeah, they keep telling me not to put any dates on it. I'm going to try and be ready to go for camp. But the whole thing is to be ready for week one. And I'm going to do everything in my power to try and make sure that happens.
Michael Hoyt on his timeline to return to the field for the Buffalo Bills. Good morning, everybody. Jeremy and Joe. Another beautiful day on the way. Thanks for joining us. If you're listening, if you're watching on the stream, hanging out, we've got a Winnipeg guest coming up at 9 o'clock, talk about Connor Hellebuck and whether or not that move could happen, if he could be on the move. And, some football stuff along the way. We've also got shots of audio today. Joe Kelly puts together some shots of audio from around the world that we maybe haven't heard. And it's a fun time. We'll do that in about an hour. Right now, here's a question for you. I got a Russell Wilson question after we do this one. This one is this. Which is more likely to blow up in a good way? Which is more likely to blow up in a bad way? And that's DJ Moore or A.J. Brown. Both these teams in the division went out and said, we need a better receiver. We need a top guy, a new top guy atop the pecking order. For the Patriots, they signed Romeo Doubs, but they also made that big trade for A.J. Brown this week. And the Bills make their big move before that for DJ Moore. In fact, I think the Bills getting DJ Moore happened, again, the language of Albert Breer when I saw him say this was that there were 4 teams for A.J. Brown. The Bills were one of them, and they immediately pulled out because they had just traded for DJ Moore. So I don't know if it would have been any different if they had not already done that. But the Bills get DJ Moore, the Patriots get A.J. Brown, and without forget draft capital, forget whatever, better trade. Which is more likely to blow up good, which is more likely to, kablamo, blow up in a bad way?
Aren't they both Brown?
Yes. Right?
They're both Brown.
Did you see the latest from the Patriots?
I think they're both Brown.
From Elliot Wolf of the Patriots about Brown's knee?
Yeah, he had...
It's one of the reasons I'm bringing this up is to talk about the Patriots openly acknowledging that there is a degenerative knee issue for A.J. Brown, but their doctors cleared it.
Right, because that's not new. I think Brown's even been on the record. Like, he's been dealing with it, I think, since 2021.
Yes.
So he's been managing this injury or this condition, like, his entire career. And he's been able to do it thus far, but I think the worry would be, how long can you do that for?
Right.
And how bad is it? Todd Gurley had his career end at, like, 27 years old because he had a degenerative knee problem, and he just could not bounce back from it.
And that ended pretty quickly.
Oh, super fast.
All of a sudden, he wasn't playing in the Super Bowl, and then it's over.
Right? He played 1 year for Atlanta, and then his career was over?
Yeah. So Elliot Wolf acknowledged A.J. Brown has a degenerative knee condition. As the player said in his defense, he missed only one regular season game, one playoff game as well, in 3 seasons due to a knee injury designation. He missed time with a hamstring, but in all 7 years of his career, A.J. Brown's played at least 13 games. That's one thing about Moore. Injuries are funny. If a guy has never missed a game because of injury, or very rarely missed a game because of an injury, you think, like, well, that guy's definitely going to be available. And, luck of the draw could have it where you have the first injury of your career, and that would be really tough. But A.J. Brown has been durable. DJ Moore has been even more durable. So,
right.
Yeah, is it everyone would think about the same, that Brown has the higher ceiling potentially, but Moore has the higher floor?
That's where I'm at, because even though he's been able to manage it to this point, right, like, when does it happen? It probably will at some point. You haven't seen signs of it yet. Like, all his open score, separation numbers, next-gen stats, whatever you want to look at, like, there really are no signs of deterioration from Brown, other than the volume was down, but that wasn't really, I don't think his knee, right? That was the style of the offense.
You've got some measures like tracking speed. You've got, Matt Harmon's latest from reception perception was charting A.J. Brown that he definitely looks like it's, over the top of the mountain and on the other side here. Again, the year before, 2024, he's in like the 99th percentile and stuff, so he looked like he was every bit the best he'd ever been in 2024, and last season maybe not. I even saw, it's funny, like, when Kyler Murray, someone dug deep into his stats and pointed out when it was a Call of Duty double XP weekend, he had bad games.
Yes.
Okay.
Somebody
went way in on that. I thought it was, it was a famous post however long ago. With A.J. Brown, I saw someone do Brown's yards per route run based on how happy he was with where he was. And that was the final year in Tennessee, he's mad, and his numbers went down. And the final year in Philadelphia, he's mad, and his numbers went down. It's basically like, he's good, he's unhappy, he's good, he's unhappy. And where were his bad numbers? When he's unhappy.
Right.
Like, he stops putting it all out there, putting it in, and, you wouldn't love a player that is mercurial like that or volatile like that. But it was a bit of a attempt to make the case that, oh, no, he's just going to reinvest because of Vrabel, because of the Patriots. Brown flat out said, this isn't heaven, but it's close. So, the honeymoon stage.
Weren't there some things with Moore in Chicago that were not quite that? But really, was it all, I'm trying to think back, like when we had Chicago guests on, about like some of the drama that might have been there with Moore? It was not the same. It was more just him and the quarterback, wasn't it?
Yep.
That him and Caleb Williams just weren't ever on the same page, and then maybe there was a friction there because of that, but there wasn't. Oh, I remember now. There was a play where he walked off in the middle of a play.
Yes.
That's what it was. Chicago fans were like, what are you doing? He's running around, scrambling, the play's still going, and DJ Moore just like walked off the field. And then there was the play at the end of the season that Bears fans were mad at, right? That ended the year. Williams threw a pick and Moore they thought wasn't giving full effort. So the difference there would be, though, you're mentioning like stats that would point to maybe this happening with Brown over the course of whole seasons. And Moore, it's like a moment or two, maybe. But that's where, like, receiver, and judging how much of a diva you are in the first place is just such a stupid science in the first place. Because you can stare at any receiver for an entire year and decide that dude's a diva.
Yeah.
Bears fans could do that with Moore. Didn't run all the way hard on the last play of the year, walked off in the middle of the season. You and the quarterback aren't on the same page. Like, you could force anything into that you really want. But I would definitely agree. Like, the original question of who's got a lower floor, it's got to be Brown. I think, though, it's more because of the degenerative knee problem. That if that happens right now, then you've got a big problem on your hands if you're New England, given what you just invested. But I feel like the upside is worth chasing that because he is, at his best, one of the best receivers in football, and I don't think that's going to happen for DJ Moore. I think he'll be very good, but I can't imagine him being right back into the, I don't want to say right back, I don't know if he's ever been there, in the elite category of receivers in the league. I just don't think that's in there for DJ Moore.
Is trying to figure out whether or not a receiver has the makeup to become a head case like trying to project which quarterbacks are going to be good? Because
it might be harder, honestly.
Who knew it about Brandon Ayuk before all this happened? He was just a guy that was awesome and got a big contract. You know, it was a messy contract situation. He gets the big deal, then drops a couple passes, and then tears up his knee, and we've never seen him again, and there's a warrant out for his arrest now in, is it North Carolina? Like, all of a sudden, what? I didn't know that was coming. I just thought he was a good player.
All right.
Just trying to guess ahead of time whether or not you're going to run into problems. I guess that's what the advanced scouting process is for if you're, a personnel man or running a personnel office. Anyway, 8030550. Russell Wilson announces his retirement.
And he's going to CBS.
He a Hall of Famer?
He's probably a Hall of Famer, right?
He probably is. And
he won the Super Bowl.
He did.
He made This is where, I don't know how much I want to give credit for Pro Bowls. He made 10 Pro Bowls, but was that just because he was the guy willing to go?
There was the stat forever that he had never received a single MVP vote, and the reason for that was back when they voted for the MVP.
Right.
When he was there, you voted for one person.
Right.
They changed that.
Yeah, so okay, that's right. So he never got a first-place MVP vote, really.
That's right.
And really, the Pro Bowl, it shouldn't be a participation trophy for him. 9 of the Pro Bowls he made were in Seattle when he had some fantastic years in Seattle.
Yep.
I wonder if he almost played his way out of the Hall of Fame. Because at the end in Seattle, who wouldn't have said he was a Hall of Famer? At 32, 33 years old, he had been a great quarterback for a long time. He had the hardware. Well, he had the Super Bowl at least. And then the last 5 years of his career are just so, ugh.
You should never actually be able to play your way out of the Hall of Fame. That should never happen. You're one of the best of all time. And then you tried to play an extra season and it didn't look good.
Yeah, but this was actually 4 seasons.
Okay, but that would happen to everybody. It's just a matter of, will someone give you a job?
Didn't happen to Brady.
Well, he quit.
Right.
Eventually, he quit multiple times. But Russell Wilson, at Pro Football Reference, his Hall of Fame monitor, his career ranking where he is a Hall of Famer. It's not that crazy. The career arc, they'll give you names. His career is arced right next to Matt Ryan, Joe Montana, Phillip Rivers, Dan Marino, John Elway, Fran Tarkenton, Ken Anderson, Dan Fouts, Matthew Stafford, and Brett Favre. That's a Hall of Fame quarterback.
Yeah.
That's what that would say. He was
great. He was great. He was great for, how many years was he great for? Was it a decade? He's in Seattle for 10 years. Wasn't he pretty much great the whole time? I guess he was never MVP great.
How many times did they make the playoffs in Seattle?
He made the playoffs.
I know this answer. Out there.
Oh.
Yeah, what do you think, everybody? How many times did Russell Wilson make the playoffs in Seattle? We know they made 2 Super Bowls, right?
Yep.
They beat Denver, and they, of course, lost to New England. He was a Marshawn Lynch handoff away from winning 2 Super Bowls.
Right.
How many playoff appearances? Answer? 3.
Whoa, what? Where? In Seattle?
I got 2018, 19, and 20. Is that it?
No. That's he made it 8 times.
Why does okay, I'm on the wrong page of Pro Football Reference.
Yeah, he made it. He won the Super Bowl before 2018.
Okay. Well, I take that back.
Makes more sense. He made
sense.
the playoffs 8 times in Seattle and 1 time in Pittsburgh. So he made the playoffs.
I forgot about Pittsburgh.
Yeah. He made the playoffs 9 times.
Gotcha.
So
he won at age 25.
8 out of 10 years in Seattle. I think he'll make it because won't that Seattle team from that decade
need representation?
Get representation, and who of that group will make it? It will probably be a couple. It'll be him,
Richard
and
Sherman,
maybe Richard Sherman, right? But someone from that team makes it, and I think the quarterback is got to be on the list. I mean, the other thing, too, is like, I like to play this game with Hall of Fame quarterbacks, although this isn't everybody's bar. Were you ever either the best quarterback in the league or in the discussion as the best quarterback in the league? Because that's where I would struggle with him is I'm not sure that was ever true of him. Was it? Was he ever even in the conversation of this is the best guy in the sport right now? I'm not sure he was ever, because that's always been my Eli Manning point. Like, he was never near that conversation. Never one time was it like Eli's one of the greats of the league.
Isn't that
right now? Maybe Wilson was closer to it, but I don't think he ever. I mean, clearly he never got MVP vote. He led the league in touchdown passes once, never in yards. I mean, he ran a lot for a long time, right?
Is that not a false kind of goal to shoot for? Because
I want to know that your peak was I could be the best in the league.
But I want to ask you, like, okay, who is the worst ever best quarterback in the league? That's what I would want to ask. In 1984, what's the year? 1972?
The ultimate, like, comet flash across the sky, one guy, just 1 year.
The idea, to me, it's like a golf tournament kind of thing. Were you ever the best golfer in the world? Well, when Tiger Woods was playing, the answer for everybody else was no.
Right.
But if that guy played any other time, would he have been the best golfer in the world for 7 years? You just have to be careful if not. Were you the best in your sport?
That's where, like, I think there are levels to it. Like, if you're just mid for 20 years, that's different than probably what Wilson was, which was he was great.
Yeah.
He was legitimately
great. If you're mid
great.
for 20 years, you're a compiler. Yeah. And I don't know.
He had 1 year, by the way, rushing-wise. It was more than I thought. Like, do you know what his peak, what his career high in rushing yards was?
I remember he did not have a lot of rushing touchdowns in his career.
No, he only had 31
for
his career, which Allen has done in like 2 years. He had a year, though, with 849 rushing yards. So, like, early in his career, there's a lot of running. There's a lot of, I mean, the plays where he's circling around in his backfield and finding guys down the field. Like, yeah, the more I think about it, the more I feel like I want to put him in, and you really have to eliminate the last 4 years because the stench of the last 4 years, I think, is pretty strong. Like, it is losing. It is failed trades for Denver where you're investing a lot, and it's
the biggest cap hit in history to get rid of him.
Right. Sean Payton screaming at him on the sidelines. And remember the stories coming out in Denver about how off-putting he was in the building and how he had his own office, and you had to call his agent to make a meeting with him if you were a teammate. Like, there was some likability stuff on top of the poor play that kind of stunk with him. But I think if you stop everything after at Seattle, then I think you should probably be putting him in the Hall of Fame. And also, how many quarterbacks are going to make the Hall of Fame between
Brady and
who? And Mahomes and, like, the next class.
Right, but
Stafford will get in eventually when he retires.
Right.
You mentioned Matt Ryan in that list. Like, is Matt Ryan getting in? Like, eventually they're going to have to make some calls on Phillip Rivers and Matt Ryan. And, like, there are the automatic Hall of Famers that are either in or about to get in. And then there's going to be, I think, a few years here in the middle with the Hall of Fame where there's not going to be a lot of surefire quarterbacks. And, like, your Wilsons and your Matt Ryans and your Rivers are going to be the guys that probably get in.
And that's actually a spot where, the irony of your point, which is a good one about how where you are the best in your sport. Then there's when you're up for the Hall of Fame, how good's the class? The class isn't that good, you're getting in.
That's what I mean.
They're going to pick somebody from those 12 players.
Right.
Or whatever the number is. 803-0550, 1-888-550-2550.
After Brady and Roethlisberger get in, which is going to come, when is that, next year? Well, sorry, wait, is Brady already in? Brady's already in.
No, he's not in.
No, Brady's not in?
No.
Is next year when Brady's in? Whatever, Brady's getting in. And then Roethlisberger's going to get in. Then, waiting for this group that's currently playing right now, who's retired how many quarterbacks are retired right now that are going to get in? I don't think it's that many outside of Brady and Roethlisberger, and that's right. That's where Wilson could maybe will probably get in, and maybe even other guys when the classes aren't, like, loaded.
Yeah, Roethlisberger is this year.
Roethlisberger's this year.
Yep. 2027, 2026. Like,
that's probably
that's what I mean. Like, he's eligible for this next go round. Breeze goes in this year.
Right. There's like a year or two coming up where there are guys are getting in, and then is Eli getting in? Is Wilson getting in? Is Ryan getting in? Is Rivers getting in? And I think you're waiting until at least Stafford retires before I think you have another guy where it's like we know that guy's getting in.
Yeah.
Am I fair, by the way, to do that about Stafford? We know he's getting in, right?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
He should, right?
How different is he than Wilson?
He was better.
Agreed.
Yeah, he's just better.
Yep. Yeah, I think I agree with that.
Endlessly more likable, I think, also for a lot of, the football world. But he was just better. 803-0550. Is Aaron Donald coming out of retirement? If he does, his Hall of Fame monitor would get kicked down the line because he's eligible in 2029.
Okay.
Brady in 2028, assuming he doesn't unretire again. It'll be Brady and J.J. Watt.
Okay.
Yep.
Is Gronk also?
And Matt Ryan and Gronk is also – Gronk, I think, is going to go –
You're going to go in together?
No, Gronk's going to be eligible earlier. Gronk will be 2027. He'll be a first-time eligible. The first-time eligible, not this coming year, but next cycle, Roethlisberger, Adrian Peterson, Gronk, Cam Newton, Antonio Brown, Richard Sherman, Andrew Whitworth. It's a pretty good group.
Yeah, that is a good group.
Cam Newton's not going in.
No.
Antonio Brown's not going in.
No.
Don't you feel like the Hall would be afraid?
They should be.
They'd be afraid of.
They should be afraid, but
he was he was the best receiver in football for 3 years, 4 years.
It might have been more than that.
Might have been.
His resume is
out of this world.
Absolutely a Hall of Famer, but you can I do two things? Can I put him in the Hall of Fame and you're not allowed on the stage?
I don't know if they'll let that happen.
I mean, I think you can't let him on the stage. Right?
That's what I mean when I said they'd be afraid.
You can't let him on the stage.
They're not going to do that.
Yeah. Maybe you're right. Maybe they would punt that down the road just because we don't want to do this right now. I'm not sure.
No. Well, Drew Brees this year. He's the big name this year. It's Brees and let me pull up the rest of the 2026 Pro Football Hall of Fame class. Excuse me. Brees, Roger Craig.
Okay.
Larry Fitzgerald, Luke Kuechly, and Adam Vinatieri. There's your class.
It's all guys now that I grew up watching.
Yeah.
I've entered that phase of adulthood. Everybody going into the Hall of Fame is somebody that I grew up watching. I don't even want to say I grew up watching like Luke Kuechly. How old was Luke Kuechly when he got drafted? Was I like 15?
I was going to say, is he like 08 draft class?
Later
than that?
Later than that. I think.
Probably. 803-0550, 1-888-550-2550 to join us, Jeremy and Joe.
Did we get everything out that we needed to on Lindy and Cooper?
Sure, yeah. You got more? Will Lindy win it next year as a make good?
That's a good question. Won't Lindy not win it because the surprise element is gone?
Right. Well, I don't know.
And I do
Cooper
not
had
subscribe.
Cooper had no surprise this year. Maybe Lindy can finish second in the Atlantic next year and win it.
That's another thing I saw, which is there's so many things like explaining away this decision. Well, another one I saw was, well, this is a decree by the Broadcasters Association. We're going to start treating this award differently, which, by the way, I don't even mind. If you want to change the way you vote on it and not just give it to the team we thought wasn't going to be good every year or the team that just has the high shooting percentage, save percentage, I think that's fine. I don't think that's what happened here. I don't think they're deciding, well, we're going to start voting differently now. No, I think if the head coach of the Chicago Blackhawks next year, who are not expected to be good, go out and win the division or make the playoffs, you're going to give that guy coach of the year.
He should be coach of the year.
Like, I don't think you're changing what that award has been because he gave it to Cooper. It's just another explanation for a way to explain away why you gave it to a guy that it was a career achievement award. That's it. I don't think they're changing how they do it.
803-0550 if you want to chime in. And 1-888-550-2550. I still issue the challenge. We've done no worse than 10-72. NHL.
Oh, you're almost a single digit. So.
NHL82.ca. I got the 12 wins. Matt wrote in with 10 wins. All these people out here trying to put together 82-0 teams. That's easy. Put together an 0-82 team. There's an NFL version of this, too, and an NBA version. All these
There
games.
is an NBA version.
Just give us an online game to play as a society. We'll burn that thing out in a week and just move on. Like locusts. We'll crash this website, NHL82.ca, to put together your perfect or imperfect team. Just a little bit of a time waste today if you want it.
This is the new sports. What was the game with the boxes?
Sports Grid?
Is that the name of it?
It's one of them. The grid, the classic grid. I don't know.
The one where it would come up with
the Immaculate Grid.
The Immaculate,
Okay,
Immaculate
yeah,
Grid.
yeah.
Immaculate Grid. Yeah,
those are fun sometimes.
haven't done it since I had a long streak end, and then I'm like, that's it, done.
Nice. Shots of audio 8:00. We'll check in Winnipeg as well, coming up at 9:00 on the Connor Hellebuck idea as we get ready for Game 2 between Vegas and Carolina tonight here on WGR. Lindy does not win the Jack Adams. It's John Cooper who wins it. Who wants to go first? I have what I think is the perfect comparison, and I didn't tweet it because I've saved it for this moment.
Okay.
It's McDermott getting fired. It's
the shock factor of it.
No,
is McDermott getting fired?
It's listen, maybe this should have happened at some point, and it's going to be this year. And the year itself that doesn't make sense, right? If you think McDermott should have been fired, fine. If you think John Cooper should have a Jack Adams, that's probably right. Okay, fine. Not this year. McDermott, he got fired after what? Cobbling together a defense that had a lot of talent. Nobody in the national sphere thought you had talent on your defense, and he held it together pretty well. Other years, you maybe thought, that guy should go. So to me, it's the same as McDermott getting fired. With the body of work, you would say, this is a worthy idea. But in the actual year itself, that does not make sense at all.
That's good.
Right?
It's that. That's pretty. It's DiCaprio winning the Oscar for The Revenant.
Yes. This one?
This is the one you're picking to give him the award?
To make sure he gets one.
It's the Lindy part of it is what makes me emotional about it and angry about it. But the Cooper part of it is what makes it incredible. Sure, would there be anger if Marty St. Louis
or Dan
had
Muse.
won, or Dan Muse, or how about Sturm in Boston?
Yeah.
That dude had one elite player on his entire roster, and he somehow got them to the playoffs playing the system that they did. Okay, I can listen to a take or a reasoning of why Lindy didn't win for any of those guys. I just don't get it on Cooper. I do get it on Cooper. Any argument that is made about Cooper winning for this year is just cover for we feel bad we've never given him one before.
Yeah.
And honestly, some have just been open enough in these Greg Wyshynski articles over the year or whether it's the TNT guys during certain broadcasts. Some guys have just been open enough to be like, yeah, I'm going to give it to him because he's never won before. They're just willing to say it, which to me should be disqualifying from the vote. He won the award because he's never won the award. If there should be any doubt that isn't true, anyone should ask themselves, if he won the Jack Adams in 2019 or 2021, would he have won the award this year? Because I think the answer is a flat no.
No, definitely
And he
not.
probably wouldn't have come close to winning if he had one Jack Adams before this season.
Which is more likely to blow up good? Which is more likely to, kablamo, blow up in a bad way?
Aren't they both brown?
Yes. Right?
They're both brown.
Did you see the latest from the Patriots?
I think they're both brown.
From Elliott Wolf of the Patriots about Brown's knee?
Yeah, he had...
It's one of the reasons I'm bringing this up, is to talk about the Patriots openly acknowledging that there is a degenerative knee issue for A.J. Brown, but their doctors cleared it.
Right, because that's not new. I think Brown's even been on the record. Like, he's been dealing with it, I think, since 2021.
Yes.
So he's been managing this injury or this condition, like, his entire career. And he's been able to do it thus far, but I think the worry would be, how long can you do that for?
Right.
And how bad is it? Todd Gurley had his career end at, 27 years old because he had a degenerative knee problem, and he just could not bounce back from it.
And that ended pretty quickly.
Oh, super fast.
All of a sudden, he wasn't playing in the Super Bowl, and then it's over.
Right. He played 1 year for Atlanta, and then his career was over?
Yeah. So Elliott Wolf acknowledged A.J. Brown has a degenerative knee condition. As the player said in his defense, he missed only one regular season game, one playoff game as well, in 3 seasons due to a knee injury designation. He missed time with a hamstring, but in all 7 years of his career, A.J. Brown's played at least 13 games.
The NBA final got underway last night. The Knicks beat the Spurs 105-95. They take a 1-0 series lead. That'll continue tomorrow night with an 8:30 tip. Jack Adams was awarded to Tampa Bay Lightning coach John Cooper yesterday. Tampa this season came second in the division and tallied 106 points on the season. The Stanley Cup final continues tonight at 8. Vegas leads the series 1-0. You'll be able to catch all of the action right here on WGR with a 7:30 pregame as well. Looking around the NFL, quarterback Russell Wilson announces his retirement from the NFL. Packers Micah Parsons, he confirmed that he is likely to start the 2026 season on the physically unable to perform list, and California authorities have issued a warrant for the arrest of 49ers wide receiver Brandon Ayuk. The warrant stems from a video recorded by Ayuk in December in which he filmed himself speeding past Levi's Stadium. In baseball, the Braves beat the Blue Jays 7-3. The Yankees fell to the Guardians 5-4. The Red Sox bested the Orioles 8-1, and the Mets beat the Mariners 7-1. That's your Paddock Chevrolet Sports Headlines. Paddock Chevrolet with you for the extra mile since 1935. I'm Joe Cali for Western New York's Voice of the Fan, WGR.
What he's doing is setting up some easy early wins for that commissioner. That one of the first moves, whomever the next commissioner is, all right, first move, 1v8, right on, new commissioner. This is like, don't forget.
Miking up officials live in game.
Who knows? Like, honestly, like a lot of, like, Gary just doesn't think in the moment. He's thinking like 6 months, 1 year, 2 years.
I think you're onto something for sure.
I think he.
So Jeff Merrick was on with Sabres Live and suggested that the reason Gary Bettman is defending the current playoff format, why he says everything should stay the way it is so when a new commissioner comes in, which that's starting to pick up steam, the new commissioner can make changes and get credit for those changes. Like a 1-8 playoff would be an immediate change, maybe a 3-2-1 point system. Maybe Gary Bettman is just going to step aside, and if it's Bill Daly, whoever it is, here you go, changes. The era of your hockey commissionership begins. You buy it? It's a theory.
Could buy it.
The playoff format one is an easy fix if they want to change
It's
that.
so easy.
But
he thinks people love it, though.
Yeah,
Or he just says that,
I think he just says that.
and he loves it.
I only know one person that loves it.
Him?
Brian Mazurowski.
The playoff
He's
format?
the playoff format.
You're right.
One person.
He does like it.
He thinks it's good. I don't know anybody else that likes it. I'm sure you might be out there listening. You might like it. Maybe I don't know you. And if we met, I would say hi, and it would be nice to meet you.
1-8.
Yeah. Do you want potential Let's Get Stupid?
Sure.
All right. Let's get stupid.
Do you ever see a team going undefeated in the regular season.
162-0?
Yeah, like a team being that dominant. Do you think that could happen in baseball?
Yeah, you're not serious, are you?
All right. This might be I think this is a better idea than maybe a team going 162-0. So maybe you know the crazy stat that with Rasmus Andersson being in these Stanley Cup Finals, that for 46 consecutive years, a teammate of Jaromir Jagr is playing in the Stanley Cup Final.
Right.
46 years in a row.
How many people right then and there learned that Jagr was a Flame for a hot minute at the end?
Yeah.
He retired a Calgary Flame.
Yeah. I wanted Jagr to come here. I wanted the Jagr experience, like late in his career. Yeah, I'd have been the last team. Let's have some fun. Let me get a Jagr jersey.
I mean, he's not that recently retired. You want to? I mean,
that's not the Let's Get Stupid though. Here's the Let's Get Stupid.
Signing Jagr is not the Let's Get Stupid.
No,
that would definitely be Let's Get Stupid.
No, 46 consecutive years a Stanley Cup Final team has a Jagr teammate.
Yeah.
Do the Sabres have a Jagr teammate?
By my estimation, they do not.
They need one. I want a free agency list right now of his former teammates that are available in free agency. They shoot to the top of the list. What, are you bigger than a 46-year streak? Imagine Jarmo goes to the podium. What did you like about Andrew Mangiapane? He played with Jagr.
Yeah.
He's available. UFA. Chicago Blackhawks, Andrew Mangiapane. Go sign him. He's not that old. Just get him and say it's because we're trying to harness the Jagr mojo.
I got a name for you here that might not be the dumbest idea in the world.
Matthew Tkachuk, former Jagr teammate.
Yeah,
that's
that one. I mean, I love that.
Aaron Ekblad. He's got a lot of
there's
a lot of Panthers on the list.
Barkov is on this list.
But I feel like they're not available.
No, I don't believe they are. Vinny Trocheck.
Ugh.
I don't want that.
I wanted that like 10 years ago.
Brad Marchand, he played with, because he was in Boston when they went to the final. Do you remember that Jagr on the Bruins in the Stanley Cup final?
I don't.
But he was.
I'll take your word for it.
The guy I'm looking at, because you got, actually, all right, I've got two Jagr teammates that have connections to the Sabres.
All right.
Or to people in the Sabres. One guy that we've discussed a little bit, that is a Jarmo guy in the past, and that is Bobrovsky. They played together in Philly.
Okay. He's a free agent?
He's a free agent. Unless he signs with Florida in the next couple weeks.
Okay.
Bobrovsky. And then there's another guy that Lindy knows that I think they've both talked glowingly about each other. So there was a video. It was end of the season. This guy was like chatting it up with Lindy on the bench before the game in a warm-up. And he's a free agent. Jamie Benn played with Jagr in Dallas. Do you remember Jagr in Dallas?
Yes, that one I do.
I don't want Jamie Benn. I don't need Jamie Benn. They have a million forwards. But, he's got a Lindy connection. And he's a former Jagr teammate. You want him?
I mean, I want someone that's played with Jagr.
JVR has played with Jagr. Here's the full list. Philly, JVR, Braden Shen, Couturier, Giroux. He might be a free agent. And then Bobrovsky. Ben in Dallas, Marchand, Sagan, and Dougie Hamilton in Boston. He's available, isn't he? Dougie Hamilton. You want another $9 million defenseman? Probably not. Adam Henrique, and then all the Florida guys I think we went through, except for Kulikov. That's the meat of the list. Brett Kulak is on the list as well. 46 years in a row.
46 years in a row.
Doesn't Shaq have a thing like that going too?
No.
Didn't he have like a long streak of teammates in the finals?
I mean, maybe. He didn't make it to 46 years. That's for sure.
All right.
You don't like the idea? Get a Jagr teammate. I mean, just say you did it for that.
Shaq's streak ended 3 years ago at 37 straight NBA finals, including that had one teammate of Shaquille O'Neal.
Okay, that's pretty good. 37 years.
That's longer than I would have thought. He didn't play as long as Jagr.
No. Nobody did.
Although, to be fair, Jagr disappeared for 7 years in the middle of his career to go to Russia.
Yep.
To the KHL. No, I'm fine. You want to bring a Jagr teammate in? It's going to be an old guy at this point. Did Kulik play with him in like some Czech national team at some point?
Yeah, I don't know if that would count. The streak of 46 years is NHL teammates, not
fair.
They played together at a charity bar tournament to raise money in Czechia.
Right. See, if you sign him to a one-day contract for the Sabres,
they're all teammates.
Technically, everybody on the team is a Yager teammate.
Now let's get stupid.
Yeah, there we go. Let's do that. We're going to sign Yager, play one game. Just pick a game. Tuesday night against the Islanders.
Yager night.
Yager night. Yeah, he's going to come in. He's going to wear 68. He'll play with Tage for a game. He can give you one game, couldn't he?
I think so.
Is he still playing in the Czech League? Yager comes in. He gives you one game, and now backdoor, I've got every Yager teammate on my team. And that's how I make the Stanley Cup final. That's the move. You do that. I don't want a full season of Jamie Benn.
No.
Give me a day of Yager.
Yager's last full season was, 2017-18. Is quite a long time ago.
In the NHL.
Yes, that's right. He's 54.
He actually did play this season 6 games. He had 1 assist in the Czech League.
Got on the score sheet.
He was -7.
Is there a joke right there, the biggest softball of all time about not having any points in a series? Yes. Yes, there is. But I'm not going to make that joke because I don't support its message.
You kind of did.
I didn't. I just said the joke is there.
In a way,
I don't support the joke's message.
By admitting to thinking about the joke, you
said he had a point in 6 games, and I thought about 0 points in a series of games.
You didn't just say it. You didn't just think about it. You said that you were thinking about it.
That's right, and I didn't say it.
It's basically saying it.
Where are we on whether or not Alex Tuck signs with the Sabres? Any news? Any movement? It's less than a month. We're going to know in less than a month.
If they're not interested in actually bringing him back, are we not going to get rumors?
If they're not interested in bringing him back, won't we get movement on the roster that tells that story? Isn't that more likely?
Yeah. A trade tells us that
trades, movements, something. Like, you just kind of will know.
Well, we'll probably, we have our meter. Will we move it? If they announced a Byram extension today, would we move the Tuck meter? Or do we have it there assuming they will do those things? I might just feel like the vibes of the time will be, they signed Bo Byram to a $9.25 million a year contract. We should move Tuck to the left. They signed Benson to a $7.25 million. These are contracts I almost expect from the Sabres. And if they do it that day, I'm going to feel like, I want to move Tuck to the left.
Kyle writes in that the Yager streak with NHL teammates is actually, it does include international. That's how, if you're looking at the list, 2022 is Andre Palat, and that's an international. That's not an NHL teammate. That's according to Kyle, everyone. That's what Kyle says.
We trust in Kyle?
Kyle's never steered me wrong before.
That's kind of cheating.
So that would mean that the Kulik dream could live on if they have played
I don't
together.
know. I don't know that Kulik, I could look. I don't know if Kulik's played with him at anything. Yager would have been in his 50s while Kulik would have been a teenager when they played together. But it's certainly possible.
803-0550.
Yeah, it looks like his streak came to an end with that Palat final.
Yeah, they did not play on a team together in the NHL.
But every other year, it looks like you have an NHL.
Yeah.
An NHL guy.
It says a former teammate of Yager. Does not say NHL teammate anymore.
Yeah, so I'm looking at the full list right now of every year and at least one teammate. And that is the only year, 2022, where there isn't an NHL teammate. And it's Olympics. It's Czech Republic for the Olympics. It's kind of cheating.
Yeah, it's kind of cheating. Well, that streak is over then. All right, then don't sign Andrew Mangiapane. Don't do it. All right, 803-0550. Shots of audio coming up at 8 o'clock with Joe Kelly leading the way. We'll play some of the best shots of audio from around the sports world. 9 o'clock, a Winnipeg guest on the idea of Connor Hellebuck, how likely it might be that he would be moved this offseason. Jeremy and Joe here on WGR. I don't know any breakdown of the votes that would make it make sense, because you have that now. We have the breakdown of the votes, and John Cooper had more first-place votes. Lindy had more votes, just votes. Tally them up. Add firsts and seconds and thirds. Lindy had more votes than John Cooper. But Cooper had 36 first-place votes to Lindy's 26. And then second and third, Lindy had more. If you just add them up, he had more votes by a lot.
Yeah, he had nine more total votes.
Yeah.
Because he had 5 more third-place votes, and he had 14 more second-place votes.
Yeah. So it's almost like a situation where you had Muse and Ruff splitting the electorate because there was enough hockey media to push back against the let's just give it to John Cooper, but they couldn't beat out a divided block. I almost want to say it's like an election where the incumbent won because the other two challengers split each other's votes.
Right. You needed, because he loses by 3 points, you needed one more first-place vote for Lindy to win. And the other first-place votes, you had 18 for Muse, 4 for Bednar, 4 for St. Louis, 4 for Travis Green, 3 for Tocchet, 3 for Brindamore, 1 for Sturm. You flip one of those first-place votes
anyone
on that rundown, anyone from any guy, and Lindy wins the award. That makes it almost more maddening to me, is that it was that close. And I understand that point, because that's right, because that to me was who you should have been deciding from.
And your favorite idea is Hellebuck.
Yeah.
I drove in this morning thinking I'd like to bet that UPL's their opening night starter. That's what I would bet. Is it not the favorite?
He's the favorite.
That UPL's their opening night starter?
Yep.
He doesn't have to be blamed for their loss. He played really well in the first period of Game 7. Watching Montreal, to me, against Carolina was an exercise in watching a team you should have beaten flat out, and not your goalie, because they got routinely held to 11 shots.
Yeah.
That's a team that's just not that threatening. And if you're the Sabres, maybe you can't lock them down the way that Carolina could, but you certainly could limit them. The Sabres play a good enough style, and they kind of woke up later in the series. Games 2 and 3 are what did them in, and I don't know that goalie was really the thing. So in the moment, we're all upset about goal. I feel like Luukkonen is the odds-on favorite to be the opening night starter.
I think he probably is. I would definitely agree that he's more probably than not going to be the guy, and that he would also be the guy over who's here, right? Like
Lyon.
I think Lyon had just as good of a regular season and a better playoff, but Luukkonen is the guy that's paid and is young, and he's gonna be the guy. He's gonna be the first guy that they turn to. The first guy that they go to. Unless he's hurt. That happened last training camp, right? That he wasn't available to them. And he's had some problems with that in his career. I mean, going back to the Hellebuck idea, it's the only one for me. They're not and shouldn't be trading for Jordan Binnington in the offseason or Aiden Hill from the Golden Knights. To me, it's Hellebuck or bust. If that is not a real idea because Winnipeg doesn't want to deal him, or because they made moves that he likes and he's now happy staying, or because he tells them I'm only going to Florida or Colorado or wherever, then okay, fine. Then Luukkonen. Then you just run it back with I think the guys that you have. I wouldn't just want to assume though that Luukkonen is going to have another solid season. So far in his career, it is bad year, good year, bad year, good year, and he's due for the bad year. Or will he just go on a run now of a bunch of years in a row, all right, where he's pretty good and the consistency returns?
Could get some rain on the weekend, Saturday. Thunderstorms rolling through. Not a total washout. I was listening to BEN on the way in. Another beautiful day.
Did you see Pat Hammer's, I'm going to call it a stat?
Yeah, how far away the closest cloud was?
And that it was like 633 miles at one point yesterday, the distance to the nearest cloud. Like the nearest cloud was like over the Atlantic Ocean to where we were.
Yeah. But we'll get some Saturday.
Rain clouds even.
Yep. Should rain Saturday, little bit, not too much.
I mean, this has been a great week.
It has been a great week.
Great run
has
of
it
here,
made up for, is it April that was bad? Or May? May was, early May was kind of bad.
I mean,
it was a rough spring. It was rainy and cold for a lot of spring.
Just a rough first half of the year. It was so cold into February.
Yeah.
Wasn't there a day in the negatives, like in late February? And then March and April were, not great.
I'll take your word for it. I can't remember that kind of stuff. But
I'm just enjoying it.
It's been really nice now. Yeah, really, really nice. High 80 today, 82 tomorrow. And then after the weekend where we get a little bit of rain, next week the highs go into like 87, 86 territory.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty good.
Yep.
So,
When's
not bad.
When's it start getting humid?
I had the thought that, humidity when there's a lot of it is bad. But
yes,
you do like to go swimming, right? People do like to do summer things.
Yeah.
Humidity helps it feel hotter and make you want to do that kind of stuff.
Swimming.
I know that 72 is really nice and cool nights are really nice, but we get so much variability that
you want to use your boat.
Yeah.
That's what you want.
What I'd really like is for the lake to get warmer.
I don't think
like they go
humidity,
swim in the lake and
helps
the lake is frigid.
Yeah. I don't know.
It's not just the boat. If you have a pool, unless it's heated, the water's going to be cold. And the hotter it is, the more you want to go in. And I think that the summer months of swimming and, kids and sprinklers and a little bit of humidity helps that. That's all I'm saying. Humidity's not all bad.
Once it gets to a certain point, though, it's like the
muggy.
worst.
Right, muggy
Can't breathe.
Muggy can be bad, but
I'm good. I'm good. I'd rather have it like what next week? It's gonna be in the 80s.
80s.
Give me the 80s without humidity. I'll go, and that's how I get in the pool. Sure, the humidity will help, but I don't need it.
803. Excuse me. 803-0550 and 1-888-550-2550.
Doing anything active outside with humidity is just that's the thing. It's just feels like it takes that little extra effort.
You pour sweat. Yeah.
Yeah.
We've got our first scramble of the year tomorrow.
Yes, we do.
Bills Media Golf Tournament tomorrow. Sal and Matt Beauvais yesterday went out and got a practice round in at the course.
I don't like it.
Controversy.
I don't
Shady.
like it.
Real shady, I think.
Is it shadier than Rory flying his private jet to Augusta to play it like 10 times before the Masters?
I mean, as a former champion, I think you get to do that.
But these are not, no offense to Matt and Sal, these are not former champions.
That's true, that's right.
That I know of.
You see what the Sabres are doing?
What?
Guys golf trip. Picture with Norris, Thompson, Dahlin,
Nice.
a number of players. There's Ryan McLeod, Cabot Citrus Farms, big golf trip.
Yeah.
It's one of those things where, in hockey, you lose. It's like, oh, congratulations, you're going to the golf course. And while you're not happy that you lost in hockey, I'm sure it's like, actually, that sounds pretty great. I would love to go play golf for a week.
Yeah.
Sick burn. Oh, no. I'm going to go play golf for a week at a incredible course with all my friends. I know. Losing in the playoffs stinks. It's a pretty nice consolation prize to get to go do that. So, sign of a close team. You got a lot of guys on that trip. Looks pretty great.
Osland on the trip.
Yeah.
I'm looking for Tuck because if he was here, I was going to want to move the meter to the right, but I don't see him.
He's not in this picture.
Luukkonen, Quinn, Dahlin, McLeod, Osland. Is that Colton Ellis?
Colton Chaos?
Colton Chaos on a golf course.
Oh, man. What does Colton Chaos do on a golf course? I'm going to think about that for a minute. Shots of audio when we return. Winnipeg guest coming up at 9 o'clock to tell us about Connor Hellebuck as a trade piece, if it could happen, all that. Jeremy and Joe here on WGR.
The NBA final got underway last night. The Knicks beat the Spurs 105-95. They take a 1-0 series lead. That continues tomorrow night with an 8:30 tip. The Jack Adams was awarded to Tampa Bay Lightning coach John Cooper yesterday. Tampa this season came second in the division, tallied 106 points on the season. The Stanley Cup final continues tonight at 8. Vegas leads the series 1-0. You'll be able to catch all of the action right here on WGR with the 7:30 pregame as well. And around the NFL, quarterback Russell Wilson announced his retirement from the NFL. Packers edge rusher Micah Parsons confirmed that he is likely to start the 2026 season on the physically unable to perform list. And California authorities have issued a warrant of arrest of the 49ers wide receiver Brandon Ayuk. The warrant stems from a video recorded by Ayuk in December in which he filmed himself speeding past Levi Stadium. In baseball, the Braves beat the Blue Jays 7-3. The Yankees fell to the Guardians 5-4. And the Red Sox bested the Orioles 8-1. And the Mets beat the Mariners 7-1. That's your Paddock Chevrolet Sports Update. Paddock Chevrolet with you for the extra mile since 1935. I'm Joe Cali for Western New York's Voice of the Fan, WGR.
Hey, everybody. Jeremy and Joe, happy Thursday. Shots of Audio. Weekly feature we do. Joe Cali collects. I mean, if you send him stuff or we send him stuff, we get around the sports world and we hear the best sound from the sports world. It could be a play-by-play call. Speaking of which, Game 1 of the Stanley Cup Final featured no announcers in Indianapolis out of random, some technical glitch, and there's a goal scored 30 seconds in. So you got a really good look at what a game would sound like with no announcers. Are we surprised the NHL and Stanley Cup Final doesn't do more alt casts of some sort?
They definitely should.
Yeah.
The only ones they do are the didn't they do a Monsters, Inc.? They did something. They did one of the cartoons.
Oh, boy.
I think there is a stat cast sort of thing, but it's not as good as the NFL stuff where it's like displayed on it's just a bubble on the side. Right. It's like, oh, this guy has 74 points this year.
They did an Inside Out.
Oh,
that's right.
That's
right.
In April.
Yeah.
After learning about the glowing puck, I would love an alt cast of that with some stats or something like that. I don't know, something different.
Yeah,
something different.
Yeah,
I actually have that goal call. Lack of
that
goal
play?
call. Yeah, I have that play.
So 30 seconds of just like organic sound.
Yeah, let's hear it.
How long do you go until you wonder if something's wrong?
probably now. They need to mix.
I realize we talked over that, so sorry, but we're on the radio. You know, there's an element of like what's happening here.
We can't do that, but it's pretty cool. I mean, you hear the crowd pop, all of that. I'd watch. If I knew I was signing up for that, I think I'd watch that.
Yeah, if they could mix it a little better where the crowd sounded a little cleaner over top of it, I would have probably liked it a little more. But it's cool.
What else you got for shots of audio?
All right, we're going to go back to the Champions League final. An Arsenal fan going into the event was interviewed by CBS Sports. Funny interaction.
Newborn baby like yesterday morning.
Congratulations. Where's the baby? Where's the mum?
She's leaving the hospital now.
Were you there for the birth?
There for the birth. I left the hospital, got home, 4 hours sleep, and then got in the car to go to the airport.
And the baby's still at the hospital?
She's leaving the hospital as we speak.
Went right to the Champions League final. No hesitation.
In Budapest.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man.
That is a commitment.
That is.
Is it your first? Is it your second?
It's a good question.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good question.
At what point does it become like, all right, not your first, you're saying?
No, I'm not even saying that. It's just there are factors there. Some are whatever.
Like when Joe Brady stayed with the team and didn't go.
Coaching in Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
Did this person go to the parade the next day also?
No, that's a good question.
Yeah. That's a good question.
Could you pull that off? Budapest on Saturday, back for the parade on Sunday, meet the baby on Monday.
He really needed those 4 hours of sleep before he got on the plane.
He also could have met the baby before leaving.
I think he might have.
I think that happened.
Yeah.
Probably,
okay,
but
right.
He didn't go like 3 days.
I'll be right back,
child.
Right.
I'm going to Budapest.
I feel like that's one where if you're going to pull that move, you got to just go with, I'm not going home to sleep before I leave for the airport. I'm going to hang out, and then I'll leave straight from here to the airport.
Right.
Feels like that would have been a better move.
We'll stay with the baby talk up next. Dawson Knox was asked a question earlier this week.
It's so much fun. It's so funny the conversations you have pre and post baby. You're like, man, she finally had a big poop, like.
Yep. Guys being dudes.
Yep. Finally got there.
Yeah.
They don't tell you. Well, they do tell you this. Having a newborn baby is just dealing with poop.
It's a lot of diapers.
Yeah.
Like 90% of the job, it feels like.
Yeah.
That makes sense. That makes sense.
Dogs, too.
Dogs too.
Let me have a dog. Just signing up to deal with poop all the time.
Isn't having
poop.
a dog good training for it? You kind of get desensitized on some level.
Yes.
When you move in with your girlfriend the first time,
get
you
a
get a dog, and you're like, all right, let's test drive this out, see how this goes.
Let's run it.
Definitely.
Got to.
What else you learning about over there, first time dad?
I mean, other than like the normal changing diapers, routines are important. Bath time. What else is like happening that's like unexpected? I feel almost too confident holding the baby.
Yeah.
Did you ever have that? Like first couple days, like super cautious and careful, and then like I'm a month in, I'm like one hand high and tight,
Yeah.
Like I'm not fumbling this. I got it. Almost feel like I'm being too confident at times.
I feel like you're repped out. You got your reps in early,
Yeah, exactly.
and now you're in a good spot.
Yeah.
That's right.
You're feeling confident.
That's exactly right.
Own that. You deserve that, Joe. You've worked for that.
Well, I'm learning like all about like when things are supposed to happen. Like she smiled the other day. Like, oh wait, that's not supposed to happen yet, so probably guess. Like probably wasn't because she was laughing at something you were doing yet, because she was only like 4 weeks old. Yeah. It's not supposed to happen in like 6-7 weeks. Everyone's different. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I remember the thing I would say is
also things being everywhere in the house and just like dealing with that, being like that's just gonna happen. There's a mat here, the swing seat over here.
Yeah, you're not gonna get your house. You're not getting your house back for years. It's how it works. Right. The thing I would say, we have 3 now. I have two twins and then our third is. There's a lot of memes out there about how, like, if you have 1 versus 2 versus 3 and order of children born, how you, the baby gets away with everything. That's something I always heard growing up. I don't have a big family, but if you're the youngest of 5, did you get away with everything? Or the youngest of 3?
Yeah.
One of the things I think about the difference is when the twins were born, we'd have this app that when they're 6 weeks old, it would tell us they're noticing patterns. They're seeing this.
I might have.
They're going through these.
I have this app
right now. Yeah,
or I have an app similar.
Is it Wonder Weeks maybe? Oh, they're going through. They're going to be cranky, stormy season here because they're going through a developmental change, and like daily you're checking in on this. And for the third baby, it's like, oh, it's fine.
It doesn't matter.
Not paying attention to that. Not even thinking of something like that.
So the app I have that says all that, it's also like the app we log everything in. Is that the same thing? Like, were you logging I could tell you right now, like, the exact minute everything she's done has happened for the last month.
Right.
Is that, like, by baby 3, it's like, barely the mark.
I mean, my wife did a lot of that logging stuff, and there were shared notes, and, but, no, I don't do it. It's different. Very different. And the number of times, I mean, the young one, like, where is she? I don't know.
We'll figure it out.
She's in the backyard. Oh, all right.
That's pretty apparent. I have younger sisters. They were born in 2020 and 2022, so they were little when we were all home because of the pandemic. So I was seeing all this firsthand. The second one is totally a flyaway.
Yeah.
Like, just whatever happens, happens.
She's somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Figure it out.
Well, moving on. The next shot. We've had Steve Smith quotes and clips on the show before.
Yep.
They put him on Get Up on ESPN, and he's a little more on the unhinged side with certain things he says.
He's spicy. I like Steve Smith.
I do too. He's one of my favorites right now.
Steve Smith keeps receipts. If you said something bad about him 20 years ago, he knows.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
And it's in his locker.
So they
or
were
in his dressing room.
They were talking about the Vikings and the situation going on there like we did last week with McCarthy, Kyler Murray, all of it. So here's what he had to say.
Steve, what do you expect from Kyler Murray?
God bless him. Justin Jefferson probably needs to read that book that A.J. Brown was using on the sideline. I don't see a chance. And the fact, J.J. McCarthy, you know who could beat J.J. McCarthy? Anybody with a heartbeat.
Just running it up on Get Up. Got to be reading that book, Justin Jefferson.
I mean,
I think Kyler could work.
I think
so,
Kyler could
too.
work, and I don't think he's really that wrong that anybody that is even half competent would give you more than J.J. McCarthy has given you.
Yeah, you might be right. He seems like he's a baby. Like, just can't handle it.
I don't think he's good at throwing the football.
Also that.
Well, what was the Michigan offense most of his year there? It was pounding the rock.
Yeah, like that being calling that a competition, I think is like a joke. Like it's going to be Kyler Murray.
Yeah,
and I agree. Like I think that could definitely work. Is it going to work enough that he's going to be their quarterback like for a long time though? Is this a 1-year thing? Or
is it like a Sam Darnold? Because Darnold will he was there and he's going to stay for a bit.
Would they not make the mistake if they let Darnold go and he won the Super Bowl? If Kyler had a really good year, wouldn't they be thinking we're not letting that happen again?
You would think so.
Guy we're keeping.
They would be scarred and they would say we cannot go back to know the desert.
So I think they'd be more likely to keep Kyler for years if he had a year like Darnold did.
Yeah. I feel like they might be in on like figuring out a way to get a guy in the draft next year too. Like if that doesn't work out,
just use Kyler.
They could just if they get a stud in there that isn't J.J. McCarthy.
That's what I'm saying. Like that might be hard for them to do because even if the class is that good. Because you're a Vikings fan. That just happened with Darnold. You went to McCarthy, horrible. Like you had a whole season lost because he's just terrible. What is it going to sound like to Vikings fans if Murray brings them to the playoffs and that organization's trying to sell to them, all right, guys, you know what we're going to do? We're going to run it back the way we just tried to do it. We're going to let him go, and we're going to take another even though I don't think that would be the wrong thing to do because what are the odds you're going to get a prospect worse than J.J. McCarthy?
Right, yeah.
But I just think their fans would not buy into that.
That's a good point, yeah. They would have a hard time.
Alternative Madden cover memes of him standing in the locker room with that goofy face that he did.
Yes.
Kyler's only 28 years old also.
Yeah, he's not an old guy, but I mean, yeah.
You want him in our Dynasty League? You want me to throw him into this trade?
Kyler Murray?
I have him.
Haven't I had him before? I think I traded him to you.
You did, for Brock Purdy.
Yeah.
It was Cardinals Kyler Murray, though.
When'd you get that deal? That's
a couple years ago.
Seems like
I knew he was going to. I was supposed to know he was going to blow out his knee.
Speaking of which, tomorrow the championship trophy will be here in studio with us.
Wow.
Maybe I'll just put it right here on display.
Yeah,
right next to the Arsenal champion. Tough year for you against me. Tough year. Your bet board record is bad.
I was going to just say that.
Arsenal.
Dang.
You know that. This league that we've been in for has it been 10 years?
Yeah, I think
this
so.
Dynasty League?
Yep, Shopes League.
Are you aware of how severe the quarterback curse my team has is?
I think about it once a week.
Every guy I acquire, something horrible happens to them. Andrew Luck, retired. Cam Newton, car accident. Never the same after that. Carson Wentz, knee injury. I just mentioned Kyler Murray, knee injury. Remember the trade I made midway through last year?
Nope.
I traded for Mahomes.
Oh, okay.
At our trade deadline.
Oh, no.
And then he tore his ACL. The Madden curse has got nothing on my fantasy quarterback curse. So you will never be trading me Josh Allen.
Nope.
And now I just have Mahomes.
And I got Josh Allen I was a good team that needed a quarterback, and I loaded up a massive offer and went and got him for the next 10 years. Anyway, the trophy will be in here. My name etched on it and all that good stuff.
That's cool.
Is it etched on there?
I think it's etched.
We have
just a sticker.
We have a engraver that puts the names on it?
I think yes.
Wow.
I think it would have something to do with
engraver.
a familial connection there.
Oh, you got a guy?
The family jeweler, probably.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there you go.
Yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm. So that would make sense if
that would.
Putting the pieces together here. But the final shot, we go to the MLB baseball broadcast. Yankees Guardians. Jazz Chisholm takes a shot from the Guardians broadcaster here.
Jazz Chisholm. Well, he predicted the Yankees will win the World Series. He did that last night on the Jimmy Fallon Show. Pretty amazing. He got on the Jimmy Fallon Show batting .239.
Jeez. Goes at him a little bit there.
Wait, was that whose broadcast was that?
Guardians.
Yeah, that's the Guards. I watched that game last night. He hit a homer last night.
He did.
He did.
Was it after? It was before or after the comment?
After.
He responded.
Yes.
In a big way.
You heard it. Jazz.
I might have also wondered, is he a big enough name athlete to do late night?
Yeah, I think Jazz is.
Well, especially in New York, right?
Yeah.
Like, maybe.
I think he's I like him a lot. I hate the Yankees, but I like him. I think he's fun. He's a sort of a dynamo sort of personality. He was the guy that got his cleats cut up when he got in the league, right? Some veteran, like, taught him a lesson
that's
because he
right.
had the cool cleats, and the vet came and, like, took scissors to his cleats and, like, poured milk on him or
That's
something.
right.
And he was like, what is this, dude? Then he, is awesome and probably better than whoever that was.
Yeah.
Miguel Rojas.
Yes.
Oh, yes, that's right.
Cut them up, poured milk in them, threw them in the trash.
What a loser move.
Listen,
and said, those shoes are ugly, bro. Get some new ones.
Oh, my gosh.
I got to question the milk.
Yeah,
You cut them up and then pour milk on them like they're cereal?
Yeah, right.
If they're cut up, they're not going to hold. Anyway.
I don't know.
Strange. Very strange.
What percentage of milk is the question now? I don't know. But that's that for Shots of Audio this week. Ben Johnson with the phone ringing almost made it in. It's just not for audio purposes.
Yeah.
It's a little goofy. So that was pretty crazy.
That was
but
harsh.
Yeah, that's that.
I sent you Jared Verse. Do you have that one?
I can grab it.
Verse speaking with the Browns media said something like, this is one of those things where I like to acknowledge the life we used to live that we no longer do as sports fans. Because Verse, he said something that if you're a sensitive fan of a bad team might bother you, and you would understand, like, it'll get better. But he was asked about when he got traded from the Rams to the Browns. He was not happy.
All right.
It caught me by surprise. I loved LA. I loved the coaches, the organization, my teammates, everybody a part of it, the staff, the fans. I love the whole vibe of LA, Los Angeles, the Rams, and it was upsetting. I was upset for a good little bit of time. But when you're an athlete, you understand the nature of business. Everybody does what they think is best for their business, and that's the situation that I'm in. I'm happy to be a part of the Browns. I'm happy that they believed in me and they were able to make that trade and bring me here. Be with my teammates, be with everybody here, and I truly do believe in everybody in the locker room. But it was upsetting at first. But you got two choices: that you can either work or you can give up, and I ain't never been a quitter.
Upset at first, upsetting. He's from Dayton. Dayton, Ohio.
He has 2 years left in his contract. What are the odds?
He's a first-round pick.
When we talked about Myles Garrett, like, can the Bills get themselves in a position, who it's going to be, the next time an edge rusher of that level becomes available, that you're in a spot where you can be in on it? What are the odds in 2 years it's just him?
Right.
Like, he didn't choose to go there, wasn't happy in the first place. He's doing the right things now. But if 2 years go by and the team's terrible and he's great and he's a free agent or about to be, isn't he going to tell them, like, they're going to do the whole franchise tag song and dance, aren't they? Or they could. I don't want to assume that. But he's not, like, he's not tied there forever. Like, he could be someone in a year or two that starts to come up as a trade idea.
Meanwhile, did you see, speaking of the Jared Verse story, they just gave him number 8?
Yes.
And the problem is that Dylan Gabriel just wears number 8 also.
Yeah.
So what,
They're
didn't
both wearing it out there?
Yes.
I think they're both.
They're both wearing it at OTAs. They did not make him buy it from Gabriel. They just gave him number 8. And then also, by the way, his nickname is V8. That's awesome.
That's sick.
That's cool.
That is an unbelievable nickname.
Well,
That's
then
amazing.
I think that
really
solidifies who's keeping number 8.
Yeah.
Man.
Wow.
Dylan Gabriel, I think, he's got to pick a new
If
number.
I had known this guy's name was V8, which makes total sense, the Bills should have given up 5 first-round picks for Jared Verse. To have V8 as a that's a devastatingly good nickname.
Did they just, like,
Hold on,
kind of screw over Dylan Gabriel?
Yes,
Like,
but there's more to this.
okay.
Todd Monken also said we have 2 starting caliber quarterbacks.
I'll get
Ricochet shot.
Didn't he a week ago blast the quarterbacks because they were throwing picks without defenders?
Just saying, if we have 2 starting caliber quarterbacks. Oh, and the other one, by the way, we gave away his number.
Get lost.
And we didn't even have the courtesy to offer him $20,000 for it.
And we
the thing.
drafted the other guy before him.
That's the thing. By giving Jared Verse number 8, I think what you're doing is you're foregoing the opportunity for Gabriel to get something for selling number 8 to Verse.
Right.
There was a fake quote going around
Why does
about
Verse?
him.
We got a little bit this morning.
Which one? Which one?
The Dylan Gabriel one, where he's talking about having to. They didn't give me a chance to sell it. Kind of a
I
thing.
thought I was gonna get money for this, but he didn't even pay me.
I saw
Honestly, that fake quote would have been perfectly fair.
Yes.
Right. That's a fake
totally
quote because they did give away his number 8.
Because why does Verse have to? Verse doesn't have to give him what $50,000 now for the number. He's already got it.
It's true.
Yeah.
What happened there? Did they just not know or forget that he wore number 8?
They don't care.
I think they
just don't care.
They just don't care.
What an organization.
A quick conversation about like the Rams model here. Is there really a lesson to be learned about the Rams and what they do? And I don't mean that they drafted Verse and the Bills have not been able to draft a Verse. Make it about every other team. Here are the Rams. They are a little bit like an NHL team in that they are consistently competitive without first-round picks. And in the NHL versus the NFL, like the 28th pick in the NFL draft has real value in the NFL every single year. In the NHL, like that's a 50-50 that guy's going to be a contributor at all, right? Mm-hmm. And here are the Rams. Every year, they don't have a first. They don't really care.
Yeah.
They trade down. They trade out. The Bills, in 2 of the last 3 drafts, you could make a case that they operated somewhat similarly. Is the difference only that they have not hit on these elite players like the Rams have. The Bills have not found Puka Nacua or Bryant Young or like on and on and on. They've not found these guys. Maybe these last 2 drafts produce 1 guy, 2 guys that are real difference makers and would change the narrative. Like if TJ Parker ends up just becoming awesome. Like, all right, there you go. You traded down twice. You didn't have a first-round pick, but you nailed it on this player. Because to me, you know how I feel about trading up and trading down, and these first-round picks are so valuable. Mm-hmm. Like, there are 2 lessons to take away from the Rams. One is hitting your draft picks matters, and the other is a first-round pick and the value of a first-round pick over those other picks might be a lie. So you could do one of 2 things with it. Mm-hmm. Trade down for more assets or trade it for players. The Rams have traded them for players consistently. Mm-hmm. That's the Stafford trade. They trade for, of course,
Jalen Ramsey, Von Miller,
on and on.
Beckham helps them win a Super Bowl.
They're trading these picks, and they just kind of don't. They're telling you we don't really need first-round picks. And if you don't need first-round picks, if you were just to accept as a general, this is actually a great plan, you would do one of 2 things with first-round picks. Trade down because some other team thinks there's value there that there's not, or trade it for players. Trade it for Jared Verse. Trade it for Myles Garrett. Trade it for Max Crosby. Like if the Bills had traded 2 firsts for Max Crosby the way that Baltimore tried to, that would be a Rams-like move. You'd say, we actually don't need firsts. We're going to draft elsewhere. We're going to do just fine not using first-round picks because that's really the Rams model. We don't even need them to be good at drafting.
No, they're tools for us to get great players that we know are great players.
And we think, and the other part is, the idea would be that we think other teams overvalue this. They overvalue the first. So we're going to sell it to them because they pay a premium for it. And we don't think it's worth that much.
Especially when they are picking at the end of the first round quite often. It was only the 1 year that they really weren't.
Right.
Where they had 5 wins. What did they trade for McDuffie this offseason?
A first.
It was a first also?
They traded the first that they got in the Falcons deal.
Oh, that's why. Okay, right. That's why they had an extra one.
Sorry. They traded the first. They got their own first. Yeah. They traded their own first.
They kept the Atlanta one to spend on
Ty Simpson. But they had a first-round pick, and what do? They said, like, Trent McDuffie.
Right.
That's worth more than this pick. And a team out there thinks this pick has a lot of value, in this case the Chiefs. And the Chiefs,
Yeah, since McVay and Snead got there, I mean, there's the Garrett trade, there's the McDuffie trade, there is, like, where'd the first-round pick go the year before? That was the trade down that helped them get those deals. Stafford was multiple. Ramsey was a first-round pick. They traded a first for Brandon Cooks, like, right away at the beginning of their tenure. And he would have helped them make the Super Bowl, but that's the year they lose it. So, like, you have every one of the guys that they've acquired with those picks has worked. right? Like even Vaughn, they spent a second to get, right? And he was half a season.
But that's the thing.
I don't know that they win this. He was amazing for them.
Why did every one of those players they traded the first for work? Because they already knew the player was good.
Right.
And they're saying, like, oh, you want your coin toss on a young player? Have at it. We'll get our coin tosses in rounds 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You can have your first-round coin toss, and we'll use it on a player that can play. And we know right away is going to be good.
And then you're eliminating, or you're at least significantly decreasing the likelihood that whatever you get with that pick isn't going to be a useful player for you, right? Because what's the bust rate at the end of the first round? It's less than 50%, but it happens. Well, it happens a good amount. How often does it happen when you're acquiring star players like this? Like, it almost never happens. Whereas, just using the Bills as an example, every 4 or 5 times you use a late first-round pick, oh, there's Kyrie Elam.
But
Can't play football.
Even like bust rate, forget
Kill
bust
Coleman.
rate. It's the first-round pick is the allure of this player is going to be great. Not just the guy who can he can play. He's fine. Thinking about how, the old Family Guy skit, like, would you like this boat or what's behind door number 1? Like, it could be anything. It could be a boat.
Right.
That's what Peter Griffin says in that moment.
Yeah.
And think of the players that are not busts, but what are they? Like Greg Rousseau, really good football player. When you draft him, you probably hope that's TJ Watt right there. And it's not. Right? You're always thinking ceiling on these first-round picks. Dalton Kincaid, that's Travis Kelce. He's not. He's good if he stays healthy. And on. Like the history of first-round picks the Bills have had, how many fall in line with that are not busts, but did not live up to the day you picked them, what you thought, oh, man, they've got the next blank, insert here, right? I mean, Elam makes a bigger headline, but Ed Oliver's a really good football player. When you draft him, you probably think of this really, really high ceiling. That's a top 10 pick. So maybe that's a little different. Mm-hmm. Tre'Davious White ends up being the smash of smashes. Shaq Lawson, Sammy Watkins, Stephon Gilmore, great player.
Yep.
Darius, Spiller, Mabin, McKelvin. I mean, a lot of these there are, like, what's McKelvin? Bust? Or just a guy that played in the league for
a long time.
A bunch of years. 15 interceptions.
But was never a great player.
No, but 11th overall, you're thinking like, oh, this is going to be a franchise-changing player maybe. Right. I don't know. Maybe I'm talking about us more than teams, like where we get too wrapped up in what a first-round pick might be versus what these teams are. But to me, the lesson for the Rams is they're just telling you they're trading their first. Like, you think this first is worth a lot. We think having a proven player is worth more.
Right.
That's what they consistently tell you.
Well, the other thing that they have to be savvy about and have to be, I think, really good about is because the one benefit you are losing, of course, by trading the first-round picks is not just the quality of the player and the likelihood that the player is great. It is, of course, also you're foregoing any rookie contract and this cap savings of, well, if I did hit on this player, I'm getting him at an incredible savings versus the guys at the top of the league. How do the Rams, it's almost insanely impressive, how do the Rams manage acquiring all these vets that are in the primes of their careers, that are already highly paid or are about to be highly paid, and still manage to make the cap work? And that's, by the way, with a quarterback contract that for 4 years has been way higher than what the Bills have had to deal with.
The cap hit's huge.
Like, Stafford is the top cap hit in the league this year. He's been number 2 the last 2 years. How do they make all that work? And I mean, the last couple of years, it's helped that they've hit on a lot of those picks outside of round 1. But also, it's a willingness to say, yeah, this player is good, but we're not going all the way to the end with him. Like, what did they do? They traded for Ramsey, and they traded a first-round pick, but they didn't go all the way with him. Eventually, they said, all right, time to go. Time, we're moving on. Like, we're not going to commit to this salary forever. We'll trade him. They traded him in Miami for a third-round pick in 2023. Like, we're done. We're moving on. Brandon Cooks, 2 years after they traded a first-round pick for him and had a big contract, what'd they say? All right, we're done with this. We're trading him for a second-round pick. Like, there are a couple other examples too, but they also seem to be pretty good at, like, when to move on from guys, and that's why they're not in cap jail. I think that's why they're not in cap jail, because otherwise it would feel like, how are they doing it? How are they getting all these players, and they're paying Stafford what they are, and they're able to pay Devontae Adams $28 million a year. How are they able to do all that and make all these trades? And I think it's probably a combo. They hit on late picks, and they have a willingness to say goodbye to guys when it's time to say goodbye.
So real quick on this, the Rams give up a first, a second, and a third, right?
For Garrett, yep.
Yeah, first, a second, and a third.
Yep.
And
did you see the conditions on the third, by the way?
Yes, if he's traded back into their own division, the AFC North, it becomes a first.
Yes.
So the Rams trade Garrett in 2 years to the Steelers. The condition is different. But just to make a point here about how sometimes draft capital sounds like an awful lot. A first, a second, and a third. Where are the Rams going to pick? 31st?
Sure.
Okay. If the first and second and third were all in the same year, the draft value chart puts that at the same value as about like the 11th pick.
Yeah.
First, second, third. Oh my God, that's such a big, huge package of picks. Like actually, it's worth the same as 11th overall.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's verse on the 11th pick for Garrett. How's that sound?
Great.
Different?
Yeah.
Great. I think
it's less. It sounds like less stuff, but the value is pretty close.
It's like the funny thing about the draft chart. If you have the 11th pick and trade it for a first, second, and third, you're a genius. If you trade a first, second, and third for the 11th pick, you're an idiot. I still don't understand how that can only go one way on the draft chart, but whatever. Just interesting about the Rams. I think people like talking about the Rams and, are they a gold standard? To a degree, they have a Super Bowl. A second one would really validate what they've done.
Right.
And would really help the idea of are they a super team? They're close. They're kind of close.
I think if Aaron Donald signs there.
He's been out of the game for a couple of years. Anyway, we're super late. Sorry about that. 803-0550 on WGR. I don't know any breakdown of the votes that would make it make sense because you have that now. We have the breakdown of the votes, and John Cooper had more first-place votes. Lindy had more votes. Just votes. Tally them up. Add firsts and seconds and thirds. Lindy had more votes than John Cooper. But Cooper had 36 first-place votes to Lindy's 26.
Mm-hmm.
And then second and third, Lindy had more. If you just add them up, he had more votes by a lot.
Yeah, he had nine more total votes.
Yeah.
Because he had 5 more third-place votes, and he had 14 more second-place votes.
Yeah. So it's almost like a situation where you had Muse and Ruff splitting the electorate because there was enough hockey media to push back against the let's just give it to John Cooper, but they couldn't beat out a divided block. I almost want to say it's like an election where the incumbent won because the other two challengers split each other's votes.
Right. You needed, because he loses by 3 points, you needed one more first-place vote for Lindy to win. And the other first-place votes, you had 18 for Muse, 4 for Bednar, 4 for St. Louis, 4 for Travis Green, 3 for Tocchet, 3 for Brindamore, 1 for Sturm. You flip one of those first-place votes on that rundown, anyone from any guy, and Lindy wins the award.
Mm-hmm.
That makes it almost more maddening to me, is that it was that close. And I understand that point, because that's right, because that to me was who you should have been deciding from.
And your favorite idea is Hellebuck.
Yeah.
I drove in this morning thinking I'd like to bet that UPL's their opening night starter. That's what I would bet. Is it not the favorite?
He's the favorite.
That UPL's their opening night starter?
Yeah.
He doesn't have to be blamed for their loss. He played really well in the first period of Game 7. Watching Montreal, to me, against Carolina was an exercise in watching a team you should have beaten flat out, and not your goalie, because they got routinely held to 11 shots.
Yeah.
That's a team that's just not that threatening. And if you're the Sabres, maybe you can't lock them down the way that Carolina could, but you certainly could limit them. The Sabres play a good enough style, and they kind of woke up later in the series. Games 2 and 3 are what did them in, and, I don't know that goalie was really the thing. So in the moment, we're all upset about goal. I feel like Luukkonen is the odds-on favorite to be the opening night starter.
I think he probably is. I would definitely agree that he's more probably than not going to be the guy, and that he would also be the guy over who's here, right? Like
Lyon.
I think Lyon had just as good of a regular season and a better playoff, but Luukkonen is the guy that's paid and is young, and like he's gonna be the guy. He's gonna be the first guy that they turn to, the first guy that they go to, unless he's hurt. That happened last training camp, right? Mm-hmm. That he wasn't available to them, and he's had some problems with that in his career. I mean, I still, going back to the Hellebuck idea, it's the only one for me. Like, they're not and shouldn't be trading for Jordan Binnington in the offseason or Aiden Hill from the Golden Knights. Like, to me, it's Hellebuck or bust. If that is not a real idea because Winnipeg doesn't want to deal him, or because they made moves that he likes and he's now happy staying, or because he tells them, I'm only going to Florida or Colorado or wherever, then, like, well, okay, fine. Then Luukkonen. Then you just run it back with, I think, the guys that you have. I wouldn't just want to assume, though, that Luukkonen is going to have another solid season. So far in his career, it is bad year, good year, bad year, good year. And he's due for the bad year. Or will he just go on a run now of a bunch of years in a row, like, all right, where he's pretty good and the consistency returns?
The NBA Final got underway last night. The Knicks beat the Spurs 105-95. They take a 1-0 series lead. That'll continue tomorrow night with an 8:30 tip. The Jack Adams awarded to Tampa Bay Lightning coach John Cooper yesterday. Tampa this season came second in the division, tallied 106 points on the season. The Stanley Cup Final continues tonight at 8. Vegas leads the series 1-0. You'll be able to catch all of the action right here on WGR with a 7:30 pregame as well. Looking around the NFL, quarterback Russell Wilson announced his retirement. Packers edge rusher Micah Parsons confirmed that he is likely to start the 2026 season on the physically unable to perform list. California authorities, they've issued a warrant for the arrest of 49ers wide receiver Brandon Ayuk. The warrant stems from a video recorded by Ayuk in December in which he filmed himself speeding past Levi's Stadium. In baseball, the Braves beat the Blue Jays 7-3. The Yankees fell to the Guardians 5-4. The Red Sox bested the Orioles 8-1. And the Mets, they beat the Mariners 7-1. That's your Paddock Chevrolet Sports Headlines. Paddock Chevrolet, with you for the extra mile since 1935. I'm Joe Cali for Western New York's Voice of the Fan, WGR.
Our time away, there's been evolution of things that I've been a part of offensively and obviously things that he's been. So I think it's kind of a collaboration of both of us kind of talking. And there's other coaches here too as well that are new, that have their thoughts, their ideas, and it's all coming together and just saying, hey, let's work on some of these things, and maybe Joe's the final decision maker. If he doesn't like it, then we don't need it, and everybody's good with that. And it's just a matter of whether Joe feels comfortable with it or not. And again, something for the quarterback to feel comfortable with as well.
Pete Carmichael, Bills offensive coordinator from OTAs. Mandatory minicamp next week. Again, deep dive kind of stuff, or like if you're pretty far into the Bills and tracking players' weights, like Landon Jackson gaining 25 pounds. Deion Dawkins yesterday posted on Instagram a very healthy-looking meal. Chicken and vegetables, right? Healthy.
Yes, that would be
he has
about as healthy
been
as
looking
it gets,
to cut weight and play at a different weight. We'll see what he does. They don't exactly have like a weigh-in publicly, like it's a boxing match or anything like that.
No, I think the weight that they list guys at generally on like the roster sheet isn't it normally like what they were when they first got to the team.
Yeah. I think so.
Or like their draft weight even. Like I feel like those numbers never change. Yes. No, I don't see it. That's not it. Chicken and vegetables?
Yeah.
All right.
I presume. I think it was Jerry O that sent it to me, Jerry Ostrowski. Yeah, right here on Instagram. There it is. I think that's just whatever it is, a healthy meal. It's not a triple decker cheeseburger. Healthy meal.
Is it like a truly big year for him to prove that?
Yes,
he's still.
Yes.
I mean, I don't even know if I want to say still like one of the best left tackles in football. Just is worthy of the contract, the bar he needs to clear.
Here's why I think it's a big year for him. I mean, Dawkins and Brown, right?
Yeah.
Are there tackles? Do they want a little bit more out of those two? They ask a lot of their tackles. Joe Brady asked for a lot of 5-man protections, which means you're asking a lot of your offensive line. And for Dawkins, if they wanted to, Joe Marino brought up the point about pulling the trigger on the one contract thing.
Yeah.
That would make it almost impossible to move on from him next year. Right now, that's possible to do. They drafted a tackle in the 4th round. We didn't think a tackle was going to be on their board.
It was their 3rd pick, right?
Yeah, their
Jude
3rd
Bowery.
pick was a tackle. And the draft ended up being positions we thought they might have been pretty healthy at. Corner, Igbinosun, and tackle.
Yeah.
If it's the 1st round and the right tackle had fallen to them, I wonder if they would have done it. If a 1st-round graded tackle gets to them at 26, would they have done it? It's very possible, yes. Because if Brandon Beane's to be taken at his word about premium positions, right? What are your premium positions? For the most part, outside of quarterback, it's going to be tackle, edge, receiver, corner. Those are the ones.
Yeah.
What do they take? Edge, corner, tackle, receiver. Could it have been a different order if it falls differently? I think it totally could have been. So,
yeah,
I do think it's a big year for Dawkins. He can reinvent himself, play it a different way.
That's what's so interesting to me is I really felt like it wasn't a down year as it was happening. I don't know, like it kind of became the post-mortem on his season is, it was a down year for Deion Dawkins. And I thought, like, it is? And I'm not studying tackle film, so if someone that is looking at the tape and going, all right, he was off last year. Like, the weight was a problem and just the pressures, like, wasn't good.
But he wasn't even that.
But the numbers do not say that. That's not the story the numbers say at all. Like, again, because I'm not going into every rep that he took and knowing what he's supposed to do, I have what Next Gen Stats says, which is that he had the 7th lowest pressure rate by any tackle with at least 200 pass block snaps in 2025. He had the 3rd lowest pressure rate allowed when one-on-one, which he was left at one of the highest rates of anybody in football.
Yeah,
that sounds like the year he just had was one of a top 10 tackle in football.
But
that's just two numbers. But
put it in the same words of like a DJ Moore and AJ Brown. Like, how many years of this left are there? Do the Bills think what the Joe Brady offense asks of him? Like, Brady inherits so many of these players and a great offensive line that runs the ball really well. But as Brady starts year 1, this is one of those spots where it actually is year 1. It's not year 1 and expectation. Like, expectation might as well be year 5. Like, you got to go win. You got to win a lot of games. The pressure is on. But for roster building and how you're going to fill out your ideal offensive line, and maybe he thinks, I got to get this type of left tackle that's a little different. I mean, Dawkins is unorthodox in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
He's super effective. He's been great. But, yeah, I think I do buy that it's a big year for him to win everybody back, prove he can win different ways. He knows what he's doing. I think he's still a great player, still a great voice on the team, but I do think it's a big year. 803-0550, 1-888-550-2550.
Although, to be fair, it would be nice. You know what? It could be good about that trigger, that $11 million restructure. They could do that in season, can't they? Would you want to wait and say
they could do it?
Hey, let's see how it's going.
Deadline.
And deadline. All right, what is the deadline? Week 8, 9, whatever it is.
Yeah, in that neighborhood.
You'll have a better sense of how it's going. All right, he dropped whatever, and he's doing great. All right, we feel more comfortable. Great players available at the trade deadline. Maybe we wouldn't have felt comfortable doing this in the summer, but now, okay, we want to lock him in for another year by triggering this restructure to make room. now we could do it. It would be interesting if they don't like how it's going, and that's the only way they could create cap space for a guy at the deadline. But I don't know. I have a feeling that like he's just going to come in and be fine and good, and he's not. Where does he rank among the tackles in the league at the position? He's not like at the top, is he?
For money, you mean?
He's not at where Trent Williams has been living. I don't think. And he's not paid nothing. It's a $20 million a year deal, which is behind Tunsil, Slater, Cross, Darisaw, Railman, Williams, Thomas, Matthews, Mylaga, Miller, Moore, Bulls. He's read off like a dozen guys in the league at his position that make more than he does.
He does have the 5th highest cap hit this year of any tackle.
But again, that's because they don't want to move the money, isn't it?
Yeah, that's right. Next year, moving on from him, they would save 12.
They would save 12.
Save 12. There'd be a $13 million dead cap.
Is that for a trade or a cut?
That if they just cut him at the end, if they cut him going into next year, they save 12. $13 million dead cap hit. There are 2 void years on the end of this deal. He's on 2. You might also have it where you're talking about that you could pull this lever. If it is going well, you could just like add a year if you're happy. Anyway, it is something to watch. 803-0550. The Knicks take game 1. Vegas and Carolina tonight for game 2. I'm rooting for a sweep. I want Vegas to sweep.
You just want to get it over with as quickly as possible.
Honestly,
you know, I kind of like that as a rooting interest. I don't want to root for either of them. That's the way out.
Let's go.
Give me a 4-game series.
Not only that, a sweep means the NHL offseason actually starts earlier. As soon as game 4 would end, you would start to get your trades. You'd start to get movement. The league usually waits until the end of the Cup final.
Yeah.
So get a sweep. Let's get a sweep. Let's get the Sabres offseason rolling.
All right. I think I'm in for sweep. You've sold me.
Yeah, you don't want to go to a game 7 where either of the teams could win. You hate them both.
No.
So root for it to end. Go ahead, raise your cup. Get out of here. Let's move on. Jeremy and Joe talking about a number of things, including the Lindy Ruff snub in the Jack Adams Award. John Cooper giving it to him for a lifetime achievement award of some level because he didn't have one yet.
Yep.
Yeah, very strange.
I'm reading like Adam.
Kind of surprised he was even nominated.
Adam Proto from the Hockey News, like Greg Wyshynski from ESPN. Like any article I've seen, it's the same thing. Like giving Cooper the Jack Adams one of the most overdue awards for someone in the league. It's the only point that's being made. There's nothing to do with this season. Every point that's being made about him winning has nothing to do with this season.
Yeah.
And it was a Coach of the Year award, single year. They hijacked the award so they could give it to someone they felt deserves one on their resume. What would it have taken from Lindy? If he had 130 points, would he have won Jack Adams? Or it was predetermined? It felt like it was predetermined.
They vote on GM of the year after the conference finals, by the way. Right? You know that?
All of it's so weird.
It's very weird.
They vote at different times. It's different people voting for different awards, right?
Yep.
The broadcasters don't vote for like MVP.
Right. 803-0550. All right, on the Winnipeg Jets and Connor Hellebuck here in a moment. Which is more likely to blow up good? Which is more likely to, kablamo, blow up in a bad way?
Aren't they both brown?
Yes. Right?
They're both brown.
Did you see the latest from the Patriots?
I think they're both brown.
From Elliot Wolf of the Patriots about Brown's knee?
Yeah, he had...
It's one of the reasons I'm bringing this up, is to talk about the Patriots openly acknowledging that there is a degenerative knee issue for A.J. Brown, but their doctors cleared it.
Right, because that's not... I think Brown's even been on the record. Like, he's been dealing with it, I think, since 2021.
Yes.
So he's been managing this injury or this condition like his entire career. And he's been able to do it thus far, but I think the worry would be how long can you do that for?
Right.
And how bad is it? Todd Gurley had his career end at like 27 years old because he had a degenerative knee problem and he just could not bounce back from it.
And that ended pretty quickly.
Oh, super fast.
All of a sudden he wasn't playing in the Super Bowl and then it's over.
Right. Like he played 1 year for Atlanta and then his career was over.
Yeah. So Elliot Wolf acknowledged A.J. Brown has a degenerative knee condition. As the player said in his defense, he missed only one regular season game, one playoff game as well, in 3 seasons due to a knee injury designation. He missed time with a hamstring, but in all 7 years of his career, A.J. Brown's played at least 13 games. That's one thing about Moore. Injuries are funny. If a guy has never missed a game because of injury, or very rarely missed a game because of an injury, you think well, that guy's definitely going to be available. And luck of the draw could have it where you have the first injury of your career, and that would be really tough. But A.J. Brown has been durable. DJ Moore has been even more durable. So,
right.
Yeah. Is it everyone would think about the same, that Brown has the higher ceiling potentially, but Moore has the higher floor?
That's where I'm at.
Lindy does not win the Jack Adams. It's John Cooper who wins it. Who wants to go first? I have what I think is the perfect comparison, and I didn't tweet it because I've saved it for this moment.
Okay.
It's McDermott getting fired. It's
the shock factor of it.
No.
Is McDermott getting fired?
It's listen, maybe this should have happened at some point, and it's going to be this year. And the year itself that doesn't make sense, right? If you think McDermott should have been fired, fine. If you think John Cooper should have a Jack Adams, it's probably right. Okay, fine. Not this year. McDermott, he got fired after what? Cobbling together a defense that had a lot of talent. Nobody in the national sphere thought you had talent on your defense, and he held it together pretty well. Other years, you maybe thought, that guy should go. So to me, it's the same as McDermott getting fired. With the body of work, you would say, this is a worthy idea. But in the actual year itself, that does not make sense at all.
That's good.
Right?
Yeah, it's that. That's pretty... It's DiCaprio winning the Oscar for The Revenant.
Yes. This one?
This is the one you're picking to give him the award?
To make sure he gets one.
It's the Lindy part of it is what makes me emotional about it and angry about it. But the Cooper part of it is what makes it incredible. Sure, would there be anger if Marty St. Louis
or Dan
had won, or Dan Muse, or how about Sturm in Boston?
Yeah.
That dude had one elite player on his entire roster, and he somehow got them to the playoffs playing the system that they did. Okay, I can listen to a take or a reasoning of why Lindy didn't win for any of those guys. I just don't get it on Cooper. I do get it on Cooper. Any argument that is made about Cooper winning for this year is just cover for we feel bad we've never given him one before.
Yeah.
And honestly, some have just been open enough in these Greg Wyshynski articles over the year or whether it's the TNT guys during certain broadcasts. Some guys have just been open enough to be like, yeah, I'm going to give it to him because he's never won before. They're just willing to say it, which to me should be disqualifying from the vote. He won the award because he's never won the award. If there should be any doubt that isn't true, anyone should ask themselves, if he won the Jack Adams in 2019 or 2021, would he have won the award this year? Because I think the answer is a flat no.
No, definitely
And he
not.
probably wouldn't have come close to winning if he had one Jack Adams before this season.
Jeremy and Joe, we're so short here. It's such a good thing to talk about, too, about putting together furniture. I'll save it.
About putting together furniture.
Yeah.
You think you're good at it?
I want a part-time job where you call me and I'll just put together something at your house. That's it.
Probably there'd be a value in that.
Yeah, like here's what I would do. Amazon or whoever drops off a table that you ordered. I'll just go, unpack it, put it together, leave it for you, and go home. I like putting together furniture a lot. Dressers, tables, you name it. Grills. Order it. Can it be put together? Call me. I was thrilled. Yesterday we had 2 things come that I could put together. It's a great day for me. What else is there? You don't like this?
It's a fine idea.
All right. Mike McIntyre, Winnipeg Free Press on the Connor Hellebuck idea. If it could happen. Could he be moved? And what would the price be? It's coming up here on WGR. And your favorite idea is Hellebuck. Yeah. I drove in this morning thinking I'd like to bet that UPL's their opening night starter. That's what I would bet. Is it not the favorite?
He's the favorite.
That UPL's their opening night starter?
Yeah.
He doesn't have to be blamed for their loss. He played really well in the first period of Game 7. Watching Montreal, to me, against Carolina was an exercise in watching a team you should have beaten flat out, and not your goalie, because they got routinely held to 11 shots.
Yeah.
That's a team that's just not that threatening. And if you're the Sabres, maybe you can't lock them down the way that Carolina could, but you certainly could limit them. The Sabres play a good enough style, and they kind of woke up later in the series. Games 2 and 3 are what did them in, and I don't know that goalie was really the thing. So in the moment, we're all upset about goal. I feel like Luukkonen is the odds-on favorite to be the opening night starter.
I think he probably is. I would definitely agree that he's more probably than not going to be the guy, and that he would also be the guy over who's here, right? Like
Lyon.
I think Lyon had just as good of a regular season and a better playoff, but Luukkonen is the guy that's paid and is young, and he's gonna be the guy. He's going to be the first guy that they turn to, the first guy that they go to. Unless he's hurt. That happened last training camp, right? That he wasn't available to them, and he's had some problems with that in his career. I mean, going back to the Hellebuck idea, it's the only one for me. They're not and shouldn't be trading for Jordan Binnington in the offseason or Aiden Hill from the Golden Knights. To me, it's Hellebuck or bust. If that is not a real idea because Winnipeg doesn't want to deal him, or because they made moves that he likes and he's now happy staying, or because he tells them, I'm only going to Florida or Colorado or wherever, then, okay, fine. Then Luukkonen. Then you just run it back with, I think, the guys that you have. I wouldn't just want to assume, though, that Luukkonen is going to have another solid season. So far in his career, it is down. Bad year, good year, bad year, good year. And he's due for the bad year. Or will he just go on a run now of a bunch of years in a row, all right, where he's pretty good and the consistency returns?
Brunson.
Jalen Brunson and the Knicks win game one. Really gutty performance from him. Injured early in the game, got back out there and won. Anyway,
his knee sleeve was like kind of bloody.
Yeah.
So I don't think that quite counts as bloody sock, right?
No. Knicks 1-0 the series and Vegas, Carolina tonight. We're going to bring in on the Western Hotline Mike McIntyre, the Winnipeg Free Press, talk about the Winnipeg Jets, their offseason, and one big name in particular, and that's Connor Hellebuck. Mike, good morning. It's Jeremy and Joe. Thanks for a couple minutes today.
Hey, you bet. Morning, guys.
So, Mike, how realistic do you think it is? And I guess the bigger question is, where are the Jets? What are the Jets wanting to do here this offseason? Because we have already started conversations here about Connor Hellebuck. How legit should a conversation about him be?
Well, I think it is legit because, for those who missed it, at his exit interview when the Jets were wrapping up after missing the playoffs, he kind of threw a bit of a grenade towards the organization. Some took it as an ultimatum. Some took it as a challenge, I guess, to management and ownership to fix this team or else. And, he was very unhappy. He's coming off arguably his worst year as a pro, and it followed a year in which he won the Hart and the Vezina. So he didn't look quite himself. His team certainly didn't look the way many expected after a President's Trophy winning campaign. And, he's another year older and seemingly further away from an elusive Stanley Cup, which he's made it pretty clear is the only thing he now cares about. So, that really, I think, ups the urgency for the organization. You do not want your star player that unhappy. I don't take it necessarily as a threat that, trade me now, but I think it does increase the temperature around the hockey club to certainly this summer, maybe the most important offseason for the Jets, to find a way to fix this team and fast so that the aging veteran core, of which Connor Hellebuck is certainly at the center of, along with Mark Scheifele, Josh Morrissey, Kyle Connor, surround those guys with better players or risk losing them in the not-too-distant future.
Yeah, from 116 points to 82 this year. What level of belief do you have that maybe whatever happened this year could be quickly fixed? Like, should Hellebuck think that fix could come quickly?
Yeah, I mean, if you break down like the Jets season this year, a couple things clearly went wrong. First of all, losing Nikolai Ehlers, who we're now, of course, watching star in the Stanley Cup final, and my goodness, is that ever rubbing salt in some still fresh wounds of Jets fans who did not want to see him go. There's a lot of debate about why he left and how the Jets should have and could have used him better and maybe convinced him to stay as a result. But what's done is done. He's gone. The problem for the Jets is they never replaced his speed that they lost. They became slower and older, specifically with who they signed last year in the summer. Pretty much all of the UFA signings. I mean, Jonathan Toews was a nice story, but really none of them panned out, certainly not to the degree the Jets had hoped. So those guys are all gone. They've got another chance now on July 1, either through free agency or trade, to find a way to make this team faster. They were really slow last year, and, they lost, I think, as many or more one-goal games than any team in the league. Like, it's not like they got their doors blown off last year. There was a ton of winnable games that did not go their way. So, I mean, if you're looking, I guess, for silver linings, if they could find a way to get a little faster, to get a little younger, and maybe some of those games go their way, if Connor Hellebuck can revert to his form of 2 years ago. There's a lot of ifs, though. There's no question the Jets do have a solid core. Mark Scheifele just had a career year. Kyle Connor, you can put him down pretty much for 40 goals. Josh Morrissey is still an elite defenseman. The problem is all those guys are getting older. So the time is now, if you're not blowing it up and there's no indication the Jets are going to sell off any of that core and enter, a rebuild. This is more of a retool, and they've got to find a way. And I know fans in Buffalo know this all too well, that Winnipeg, like Buffalo, is not necessarily a free agent haven. So whether it's in trade or in the draft, and the Jets do have the 8th overall pick, they should get a good player if they don't trade that draft pick for immediate help. They've got to find a way to surround that core with better personnel. And, I think they're running it back with the same management, same coaches. That tells me that they at least have a belief that they can do that.
Yeah, that was an interesting part of, I thought, Hellebuck's end of season press conference, Mike, was he almost sounded, correct me if you heard it differently, I almost feel like he sounded resigned to the fact that guys in the league just don't want to go to Winnipeg. I think he mentioned that he likes it there, but that he's been there long enough that guys don't want to come. I wonder what he thinks, or maybe more importantly, what he would do if the next month went by and we got through the draft and free agency and, the league will start to settle down kind of in the midsummer if he doesn't like where they're at. Like that's, I think, would be the big question, right? Like, is if he doesn't like kind of how it went, does he then act on it, or is this something you push off a year?
Well, and I think if you're the Jets, I think you want to know where he stands as well, because you want him to be all in. And there's an argument to be made that the time to, if you're going to trade Connor Hellebuck, the time would be now. I guess you could say his value would have been even higher a year ago coming off a Hart and Vezina campaign, but his value is still immense right now. And, there's a way, I suppose, a path that you could, again, maybe they wouldn't call it a rebuild, although it would certainly look like a rebuild if you're selling off your best player and maybe some subsequent players as well. Because if you're trading Connor Hellebuck, are you also trading Kyle Connor? Are you trading Josh Morrissey? Are you trading Mark Scheifele? The fact is, though, the returns potentially that you could get for players like that would certainly expedite. Unless they're catastrophic trades, you'd think that you could expedite a rebuild pretty quickly. So, yeah, I think if you're the Jets, you want to be in lockstep with your best player. And so this next 4 weeks or so leading into and up to free agency is going to be fascinating, because I think your point is valid. If this team kind of just looks the same and they're just selling hope that, well, maybe this year will go better, maybe we won't have as many injuries, maybe we'll flip some of those 1-goal games. I think there's an old saying that hope is not a plan, and I think the Jets got to be selling more than just hope to Connor Hellebuck.
Is there any concern about Hellebuck himself, his game?
I don't think so. His year was not very good, but we saw the best of Connor Hellebuck at the Olympics, right? Granted, he had a little bit better hockey team surrounding him, but his performance alone in that gold medal game where Canada was clearly all over the U.S. and Connor Hellebuck single-handedly kind of won the gold medal that night. He did have his first ever injury. Like Connor Hellebuck, one of his best abilities has been his durability, and he had never been injured until this past year. He ended up undergoing arthroscopic knee surgery in late October, missed about a month. So, you start to worry, okay, as he gets older, is it possible the body starts to break down a little bit more? Like, is that going to become an issue with him? I just think the way the team played in front of him changed so dramatically. I'm not concerned that Connor Hellebuck, I still believe he's, if not the best goalie on the planet, top 3, no question. And I think will continue to be for the next couple years at least. So, that's the question for the Jets now. Are you that close that hanging on to him, and he gives you a chance to win just having him on your team, but is the rest of your team that close that it's worth hanging on to him? Or is there value in potentially looking at a move now, especially if he's unhappy, and kind of completely pivoting. And, I'm sure that's a question that management is wrestling with.
Yeah, I don't know if you've gone this much into the weeds on it, but I'm looking at Hellebuck and the contract stuff and thinking about, like, Winnipeg's side of it. Like, because, right, like, if I were going to trade him, I think I'd want to use him as a catalyst to maybe I'm getting a goalie back in the deal and I'm getting other stuff. Like, it doesn't have to be picks and prospects to keep trying to win. No. He's got the full no movement clause right now, and I think if you ever were going to work with him on a deal, it'd be tough to have that process start and him say, well, I'm only going to 3 teams. Because then, like, what am I going to get? Yeah. Versus in a year wherein he can only apply for or he only has the 10-team no-trade list. So I wonder about timing for that. Like, Winnipeg might think, well, in a year, if we were going to move him, maybe his value isn't as high as a player, but the market would be bigger.
For sure. And, his contract, especially with the rising salary cap, his contract is very team-friendly, I would suggest. If he had not signed a couple years ago like he did, that extension with Winnipeg, imagine what he might have got on the open market, especially after winning the Hart last year. And he would have been a UFA. That was the first year of his extension. So, yeah, there's a couple teams that really interest me, including the one you guys cover. Buffalo. Is that a team that he'd be willing to waive to come to? I got to think he'd be intrigued by, a lot of what the Sabres are doing and the young players, the emerging core there. A team that really interests me, guys, is Florida, because it looks like they're moving on from Bobrovsky. Obviously, they've won the last 2 Stanley Cups. They're always going to be a contender. If Connor Hellebuck is thinking about winning a cup, old friend and longtime coach Paul Maurice just happens to be there. I'm pretty sure Connor Hellebuck loves everything about the state of Florida. We know that he's tight with Matthew Tkachuk. They were teammates on the U.S. Olympic team. Florida, to me, makes so much sense. And, again, then you get into, okay, well, what would they have that the Jets would be interested in? One thing, guys, a constant storyline, and it's going to be a story again this summer, is the never-ending search for a second-line center for the Winnipeg Jets. And honestly, the longer this search goes on, I almost feel like it's becoming a search for a first-line center, because at some point, Mark Scheifele, who, despite being 33 now, just had his best season ever. But at some point, he's going to start to slow down. And, the Jets, Jonathan Toews was not a second-line center this year, even though he was used in that role at times. Vlad Nemestikov has often been used as a second-line center. That's not a role for him. He's more of a bottom six guy. So, does Florida have like a guy like Anton Lundell? Would that be of interest to the Jets? And you look around the league, like Mason McTavish with the Anaheim Ducks, who might be available. I don't know if Buffalo has a guy that would be, they'd be willing to move that would necessarily check that box off. But I think if you're the Jets and if you're trading Connor Hellebuck, you better be getting a center back, somebody that can finally fill in that role. The other thing is obviously looking ahead at the draft and the 8th spot and what might be there. The Jets had a little bit of bad luck in that they finished, they were set to draft 7th. They fell 1 spot. There's a lot of hope they would move up. Obviously, McKenna, Stenberg, those guys are not centers, but they're elite forwards. But there are a couple of interesting centers, whether it's Malhotra or Bjork, Ty Lawrence. There's a chance the Jets, maybe a guy that doesn't step in immediately this fall, but they might be able to at least address the center position in the draft. So there's a lot of balls in the air, a lot going on, and certainly an interesting offseason for Winnipeg.
Mike McIntyre, Winnipeg Free Press, joining us on the Western Hotline on the Jets and on Connor Hellebuck. Mike, thanks so much for the time. Oh, one more thing. Sorry.
Hey, you bet, guys.
One more thing. Yeah. I was at your profile on Twitter and saw Shane Doan, who we have a little bit of a connection here with Josh Doan, and we've seen him at some Sabres games. Shane Doan potentially taking on a managerial spot with the Jets.
Yeah, and it's interesting. What that tells me, the Jets have. This is pretty remarkable. It's remarkable that Kevin Cheveldayoff has been the only GM. He'll now be entering his 16th year. It's about to be the longest tenured GM. The Jets have 2 assistant GMs. They have also been with the team since 2011, since they relocated from Atlanta. they are a very small front office, and they are very consistent and loyal front office. The fact they're talking to Shane Doan about a possible assistant general manager, executive type role, at least tells me that the Jets are now open to maybe bringing in some fresh perspectives, some fresh voices. And Shane Doan would be a very interesting hire. There's a connection to the Jets in that he was drafted by the 1.0 Jets, made his NHL debut, played that one season here in Winnipeg before they moved to the desert. But he's considered a pretty bright, fairly young mind in the management level. Just left the Toronto Maple Leafs now last month. And, we'll see where it goes. I'm told, nothing is necessarily imminent, but he was in town last week, met with ownership, toured some of the facilities, and I know the Jets certainly have some interest in bringing him on board.
Very good. Thanks, Mike.
You bet. Take care, guys.
Mike McIntyre, Winnipeg Free Press. He said Scheifele. I started thinking, what about Scheifele? Would you rather have Scheifele?
He's 32.
Okay.
They don't need another center, but he's great. Need 100 points.
They might need another one. If it's a 100-point center, they'll take another center.
Yeah.
Anyway, real quick, developing story here. As we're finding something out about the Coach of the Year vote from last year.
I have an article in front of me right now.
It's from last year.
Did you? I know.
So you woke up this morning and you thought, it really stinks that Lindy Ruff did not win Coach of the Year. That's a bummer. Did you think potentially you would get to a spot where you are about to demand someone lose their vote? Because this is actually bad enough, I think, to lose.
I think this person should have been disqualified from voting before this season began.
Should have lost their vote last year. Randy Hahn of the Sharks
should have lost his vote a year ago.
Yeah.
He's admitting to going through the process in the way you shouldn't.
He says he's on a personal crusade to get John Cooper, the Jack Adams, and use the phrase personal crusade. So last year's Jack Adams Award, Spencer Carberry wins it for Washington. Did you get the full results for last year?
Yeah,
last year he gave John Cooper a first-place vote and included the Four Nations as a reason why, saying the Four Nations was an NHL event.
Cooper had 2 first-place votes last year.
2. John Cooper didn't finish in the top 4 last year, but this guy voted for him anyway because he's on a personal crusade to get him a Jack Adams. This guy is voting in the thing and openly saying, I just want this guy to win. That's insane.
He even says when talking about the Four Nations part of it, quote, I know we're not supposed to include the playoffs from the prior year in our evaluation, but, hey, I know I'm not supposed to do this. I did it. I'm assuming this is not about this year's vote, last year's vote. Can you imagine in a million years this person did not vote for John Cooper number 1 this year? Of course he did.
Of course he did.
He's on the personal crusade.
A personal crusade to get a guy an award.
I said earlier in the show that I think what probably happened here is the boat of broadcasters watched the first couple months, decided this is John Cooper's year, and in December put their pens down. This dude decided in September.
Yeah.
Randy Hahn decided before the season began he was going to vote for John Cooper.
Listen, I don't want to make it sound like I'm hopping mad because it's just a coach award, and at the end of the day, I don't care that much. Lindy might have lost out on $2 million if he had a bonus or something, which, whatever, that too. It is just ultimately ridiculous, and it's an embarrassment to the NHL, and the NHL should step in and be like, we can't have that happen.
Right.
Imagine, again, we don't have many things where you have, let's call these guys what they are. Judges, right? They're judges.
Yeah.
I'm judging a boxing match. I thought that this guy should have won because he deserves a win. No, sorry, buddy. You're scoring this fight.
Right.
You're not scoring his last fight that you liked. Oh, this figure skater, I feel like she should have won gold by now. No.
Right.
That's not how this works. You watch this little spin around the ice, and then you place a vote based on who was the best. And you're openly admitting to having a crusade about wanting to give one person the win. You can't vote anymore.
Yeah.
I can't be a Heisman voter and say, I just really felt like a Nebraska Cornhusker should have had one by now. You just can't. you can't do that.
Is this what we get for having broadcasters vote on something like this? Like the take artist in them all comes out and like this guy's on a crusade.
A personal crusade. I don't know. I mean, he was probably a nice guy. He's just got a crusade for. And also, aren't crusades mostly against people?
Right.
Not for people? I don't know.
Yeah, right. Generally that's true.
It's sports. I'm on a crusade against this
It's more
person.
of a campaign, I guess, than it should be a crusade. Although crusade is more violent.
It's just absolutely wild.
Why is it the broadcasters that vote on this? Why do
I
they
don't know.
like? Why
I don't
are they supposed to know?
Is it
because
they
coaches?
Is it because they talk to the coaches
good for
more
them.
often? I don't know.
It's
Listen,
so stupid.
Part of this was the panel, the TNT panel that was Biz and Anson Carter and was it Lundqvist or on March 25th, they all picked their top 3 and none of them put Lindy in the top 3.
Yeah. Yeah, 99 votes. How many? What is it? 32 didn't have him on there? On the top 3.
He's got the most. He did get the most votes, though.
Right.
He just got one fewer first than he should, and he lost by 1, and there's a guy in San Jose who has made it his crusade to give John Cooper the award.
Right.
He's got to feel like he won. He won. I did it.
Yeah.
I did it. I disregarded what happened this year, and I did it.
Right.
Does he call John Cooper and say, hey, you're welcome?
He better.
I have a bigger problem with Cooper winning than Lindy not being on ballots. I know that's bad too, but
same.
Lindy not being on ballots to me is you watch the season, and for whatever reason you landed on, I don't think Lindy was one of the best 3 coaches in the league. Right. All right, whatever. I don't agree with you, but you made that determination, I'm assuming, unless you hate Lindy Ruff for some reason, you made that determination watching the season. The Cooper votes don't take the season into account.
It's crazy.
At all. What was the point of having the year? What was the point of waiting to the end of the year? Give it to him in October. Hey, we think you should have one. Here we go. October 1st. Let's give him the Jack Adams Award.
Yeah.
Why not? It was clearly predetermined. That's the biggest issue I think everybody has with it. Yes, it's our guy. You can't really be totally objective when it's the Sabres coach. But that doesn't make everybody wrong that this was not a fair fight for anybody. Not for St. Louis, not for Lindy, not for Sturm, not for Muse, no one. They decided in the fall that Cooper was going to win Coach of the Year. And there was nothing that was going to happen after that. They're not supposed to take into international accounts or international tournaments. Randy Hahn did last year. Did he do it this year? He didn't win gold. So it wasn't an NHL event.
Right.
So him losing in the gold medal game doesn't matter.
It did feature NHL players, so I still used
Sure.
because he coached all NHL players.
But the Lightning, after that, were a below 500 team the rest of the season. They kind of stunk down the stretch.
Yes.
They blew the division. They had a huge lead. How much were they up on the Sabres? 9 points?
Yeah, it was like 9 points.
They lose to Montreal in a 7-game series. And, of course, there's John Cooper blaming the hockey gods at the end of it because can't take accountability for anything his team did to struggle down the stretch. But none of it mattered because they decided in the fall he was going to be Coach of the Year. And this dude decided maybe in September that he was going to be Coach of the Year.
Oh, and you got anything?
I had some guy in my mentions talking about, well, they went 20-1 before the Olympic break.
Cool.
Who cares about that? Like, what are you? And then they blew it.
It was
it's
offset.
Unbelievable how nobody can give me a good argument. Nobody. I'm begging for it. Nobody can do it.
Well, you're not hearing one because there isn't one.
Right. It's
no
absurd.
one will make it because there isn't one.
Other than people saying Lindy Ruff's won the Jack Adams before.
What if Lindy had not won it before?
Right.
Right.
Oh, he would have won.
Think so?
Absolutely.
If the story was this would be his first one after coaching for so long, someone else would be on a crusade to get him that award.
Again, more of the insanity of it. It's if Lindy if the 05-06 Sabres hadn't happened,
Listen,
Lindy would have won it this year.
This kind of happened in the NFL MVP, did it not? With Orlovsky and Stafford in May.
Yeah.
What was that again?
I mean, Stafford's very much he should have had one by now.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
It was a crowning thing for him. On EPA, on a lot of the numbers, it was like Drake May has had a better season.
Right.
But people didn't want to give it to Drake May because he's going to have more time to do this. And Stafford, everybody likes him. Let's give him one. It really was.
Yeah. Mina Kimes went into it. That's right. That was the whole discussion at the end of the season.
Yep. All right.
But were people, I guess I'd want to look back. I don't remember. Were people saying that's why they voted for him? because he hadn't won one.
I don't know if anybody said it outwardly, but
because he still had insane numbers.
He had good numbers, but again, if you go by
it wasn't him. Yeah,
the advanced numbers and all that, but people took it away from May because of schedule. Whatever.
Just stop. No more awards.
Right. Nobody gets
less
awards
stress.
ever.
No more awards.
803-0550 if you want to chime in. World Cup news / preview when we return here on WGR. I don't know any breakdown of the votes that would make it make sense because you have that now. We have the breakdown of the votes, and John Cooper had more first-place votes. Lindy had more votes. Just votes. Tally them up. Add firsts and seconds and thirds. Lindy had more votes than John Cooper. But Cooper had 36 first-place votes to Lindy's 26. Mm-hmm. And then second and third, Lindy had more. If you just add them up, he had more votes by a lot.
Yeah, he had nine more total votes.
Yeah.
Because he had 5 more third-place votes, and he had 14 more second-place votes.
Yeah. So it's almost like a situation where you had Muse and Ruff splitting the electorate because there was enough hockey media to push back against the let's just give it to John Cooper, but they couldn't beat out a divided block. I almost want to say it's like an election where the incumbent won because the other two challengers split each other's votes.
Right. You needed, because he loses by 3 points, you needed one more first-place vote for Lindy to win. And the other first-place votes, you had 18 for Muse, 4 for Bednar, 4 for St. Louis, 4 for Travis Green, 3 for Tocchet, 3 for Brindamore, 1 for Sturm. You flip one of those first-place votes on that rundown, anyone from any guy, and Lindy wins the award.
Mm-hmm.
That makes it almost more maddening to me, is that it was that close. And I understand that point, because that's right, because that to me was who you should have been deciding from.
And your favorite idea is Hellebuck.
Yeah.
I drove in this morning thinking I'd like to bet that UPL's their opening night starter. That's what I would bet. Is it not the favorite?
He's the favorite.
That UPL's their opening night starter?
Yeah.
He doesn't have to be blamed for their loss. He played really well in the first period of Game 7. Watching Montreal, to me, against Carolina was an exercise in watching a team you should have beaten flat out, and not your goalie, because they got routinely held to 11 shots.
Yeah.
That's a team that's just not that threatening. And if you're the Sabres, maybe you can't lock them down the way that Carolina could, but you certainly could limit them. The Sabres play a good enough style, and they kind of woke up later in the series. Games 2 and 3 are what did them in, and I don't know that goalie was really the thing. So in the moment, we're all upset about goal. I feel like Luukkonen is the odds-on favorite to be the opening night starter.
I think he probably is. I would definitely agree that he's more probably than not going to be the guy, and that he would also be the guy over who's here, right? Like
Lyon.
I think Lyon had just as good of a regular season and a better playoff, but Luukkonen is the guy that's paid and is young, and he's gonna be the guy. He's gonna be the first guy that they turn to. The first guy that they go to. Unless he's hurt. That happened last training camp, right? Mm-hmm. That he wasn't available to them, and he's had some problems with that in his career. I mean, going back to the Hellebuck idea, it's the only one for me. They're not and shouldn't be trading for Jordan Binnington in the offseason or Aiden Hill from the Golden Knights. To me, it's Hellebuck or bust. If that is not a real idea because Winnipeg doesn't want to deal him, or because they made moves that he likes and he's now happy staying, or because he tells them I'm only going to Florida or Colorado or wherever, then okay, fine. Then Luukkonen. Then you just run it back with I think the guys that you have. I wouldn't just want to assume though that Luukkonen is going to have another solid season. So far in his career, it is
down.
Bad year, good year, bad year, good year, and he's due for the bad year. Or will he just go on a run now of a bunch of years in a row, all right, where he's pretty good and the consistency returns?
is the U.S. World Cup anthem. It's terrible. Yeah. It's absolutely a horrific choice. Saying nothing of the song, like, aren't you supposed to, like, pump people up? It's an abomination of a choice. It's an absolute abomination.
It's not a song that gets you upbeat and feeling good.
No, it's horrific. Anyway, World Cup starts in a week from today. Have we decided on our team, folks?
I think
Well, U.S., but all right.
Yeah.
We were going to talk about the four of us riding with the team. Let's say let's throw some $25, whatever you want to do, and we're going to ride with the team that, in addition to the U.S. So we have two teams. Who we want to ride with?
I liked the Portugal idea, honestly.
Me as well.
I don't know how sneaky you feel about that.
I'm willing to move to on Portugal on this.
Okay.
The only thing holding me back was Ronaldo.
Yeah, right.
So unlikable, but but everything else, I'm good with it. They've never won.
They're good.
The jerseys are cool. They're good, right? They could win.
They could win it.
We're not picking a team that has no chance.
The World Cup is not a tournament to pick a dark horse in, really, I don't think.
You could get to Morocco made the semis last time, but even then, like that's as far as you can humanly expect a team like that to get.
Like it would be fun to go on that ride, but if you're thinking about a team that you're trying to pick to win it, I feel like there's probably 12 teams.
Let's go down to.
I like the idea of a team that's never won before, and honestly, like that would be part of this. Like, how many teams can realistically win, and how many of them have never won before?
Right, you don't want
not that many.
In that case, you don't want Spain or France.
Nope.
You don't want England because they've won before. It's been a long time.
Argentina.
You don't want Brazil, Argentina, or Germany.
Nope.
It's the Netherlands and Portugal that are like the top teams that haven't won.
Yeah.
Belgium. You could get to Belgium.
What I've read is the Netherlands are good, but maybe not in that top
It's not
tier.
their strongest year. No.
Which is, that could be, but they feel like a team that is in the lowest tier you could get while still being like, they could win it.
Yeah. You wouldn't want to bet anybody past the U.S.
No.
I don't think.
No way.
The U.S. is plus 6,000.
Yeah, no.
Portugal plus 900. Like that's.
I like that.
Norway is plus 3,500, I see, but I don't want to root for Holland.
No way.
I mean, Holland and Ronaldo are not that different for me in unlikability, but
is there anybody else who their name sounds like another country that they don't play for? Holland playing for Norway. John Norway plays for the U.S. Like
there's got to be some Vitality
John
guy
Norway
that's got like Italy in the name.
That's what I mean. Like
John Norway. That just sounds like that's a steady midfielder.
Yes.
John Norway. I don't know. If there's another.
I don't know.
So are we on Portugal?
I like Portugal. I'll get on Portugal with you.
What's their schedule here? I'll wear my jersey soon.
Where are they training? I'd like to know that.
Yeah, because
Doesn't matter to me.
the team,
saw a funny joke yesterday about
Egypt
how
is training in Ohio. Like so, Mo Salah is just in Ohio practicing soccer
in Cleveland.
Yeah,
Portugal is in Palm Beach Gardens.
Okay,
that's probably a good spot for them. Right?
So the first U.S. game is going to be Friday the 12th, a week from tomorrow. The first Portugal game, if they're our second team as a show, and does the chat want to jump in with us? Are they on board? They play the Congo on Wednesday, June 17th. They'll be favored.
Yep.
Then the U.S. next game is Australia, June 19th. Portugal's group. Who else is in their group besides the Congo? It's going to be Uzbekistan. Man, Portugal's coming out of the group, let me tell you.
Yeah, they are.
And then their third team, this must be the next best team in their group, is Colombia. Yeah, Portugal's coming out of that group.
Yeah.
More teams come out this year, don't they? They've got
Yes.
There's some adjustments that have been made.
They beat the U.S.
Portugal
in
Tied.
the 2014 World Cup.
Tied on a very late goal.
Oh.
They scored
a Ronaldo cross that's the stuff of legend. An unbelievable. I mean, was it the 90th minute? Was it in stoppage time? It was very late.
It was the 95th minute.
Yeah.
Ooh. It was the final minute of stoppage time.
It was in group stage.
Oh,
It would have been the U.S.'s arguably their best World Cup win ever.
Definitely.
And they drew because of an unbelievable Ronaldo cross in the 95th minute.
It went Nani at the 5th minute. Portugal went up. Jermaine Jones in the 64th minute. I remember that shot. I remember where I was. He scored from not like way out, but a pretty solid distance. Dempsey in the 81st minute to go up, and then Varela tied it 95th minute.
Yeah, 2-1 at the 81st. You're thinking, holy cow, the U.S. might actually do this.
Right.
And then they played Belgium after that.
Yes, and they lost.
They almost won that one too, didn't they? Tim Howard set the World Cup record with like 27 saves.
I remember that. Yes,
that was
unbelievable.
He had to make more saves than I've ever seen. I mean, clearly it was a record.
It was like a hockey game.
Any keeper I've ever seen. Yeah.
No, that game was scoreless into the 93rd, into extra time.
Which one?
No, not extra time. U.S. and Belgium.
Okay.
In 2014.
It
was scoreless, and Kevin De Bruyne scored in the 93rd.
Okay.
So a 0-0 game. Yeah.
Didn't they go to extra time?
No.
Who'd they go to extra time?
Oh, they did.
with?
You're right. They did. Extra time, they lost 2-1 in extra time.
Julian Green scored a goal that I remember.
Yeah. U.S. had 52% possession, but yes, shot attempts were 38-14, and Belgium had 26 shots on goal, which is insane.
That's absurd.
The last time a team won their first FIFA World Cup, Spain in 2010. Before that, 1998, France. And before that, 1978. I mean, like, very few countries have ever won it.
Yeah.
All right, Portugal. Yeah, I'm in.
Portugal.
Let's ride.
Fire the old Ronaldo Messi debate back up if you want. I mean, I'm not going to have it, but
no,
everyone else can have their fun.
Yeah.
Who's the best player in the world right now? Is it Mbappe? Is that what everybody says? Mbappe?
He's playing this tournament with a hamstring injury.
Yeah.
Who's the best player in the world right now? That's a good question.
That is.
It's probably Mbappe.
It's right.
I'm trying to come up with another answer that isn't him, and I'm not.
Isn't there? There's a guy on Real Madrid, the Brazilian kid that's a stud too, isn't he? Was it Junior? I don't know what his first name
Vinicius
is.
Junior.
I've read about him.
Lamine Yamal of Spain. He's ranked number 1 right now on a Fox Sports ranking.
Okay.
Mbappe 2, Harry Kane 3, Dembele 4.
Where's Haaland on that list now?
Erling Haaland on this list. I'll let you know. He's 6th.
Yamil Lamel, who is 18 years old, by the way.
Yes. He scored a freakish goal. What, at the last World Cup? He was 15?
I think so.
Because it was in the winter. I think I think
he was 15.
I think he
15
scored.
or 16.
Yep.
Which is crazy.
Yeah, right.
That is insane.
Is Argentina going back to back a good story?
That would be cool.
Messi?
I love Messi, so like that would be awesome.
Like, what is the best story that isn't the U.S. winning, which is not that
the
realistic?
best story
is it Portugal because of Ronaldo?
No, it would be Portugal because of Portugal, not because of Ronaldo. But the best story is England.
Yeah, England feels like
it's always going to be England.
Yeah,
the best story is Harry.
I think if Portugal wins, everything is being made about Ronaldo. Depending, like if he doesn't play, but if he starts and is scoring goals and they win, everything like they did with Messi, everything will be about Ronaldo.
Yeah, I don't know that he's going to play that much, but maybe he will.
I saw him in the projected starting 11,
Okay.
but he might be playing half the games and then come out at half.
I think the best story is England. I mean,
I agree with that. I think it'd be just they have
the other
kind
part,
of Knicks-ish, isn't it? Like the
sure, or Leafs-ish. There's also like if you are a big soccer fan of any team, any club team, you get the chance now. International breaks are usually annoying because your teams stop playing and you only worry about them getting hurt in season.
Yeah.
And now you can just root for your favorite players. Like I can root for Gabriel in Brazil, or I can root for Declan Rice and Bukayo Saka for England.
Yep.
Like I'll watch a game and like, oh, that's my guy. I'll root for him. And I'll root for his team. So, a week from today, 3 o'clock. Let's go.
3 o'clock. Love that.
3 o'clock a week from today.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
That's fun.
It'll take over our lives, hopefully. 803-0550 and 1-888-550-2550 to join us. Do we know who the siren spinner is going to be?
Ooh, good question.
In Carolina?
They announced it the other day.
Oh, they did? For game two?
For game two?
No, they announced it before the game one.
Yeah, I'd imagine that we're going to get... Is that what it is, a siren spinner? It's kind of like the siren pencil sharpener? That's what it looks like.
It does look like that.
I guess in the first round, or is it the second round? I searched game two siren spinner. It was Seth Jarvis's friends
Yes, they've been traveling with the team.
Okay,
right?
they're like are they like the Blade gang
Yeah,
kind of?
they're a thing.
Right.
People love his buddies.
They're not just like, we don't have anybody. Hey, Seth, you got anybody? You have anybody that wants to spin the siren? Crank the siren, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, the siren cranker. That's what the people are calling it.
I mean, I think it'll be an 06 hurricane.
Probably, right?
But you mentioned Krzyzewski earlier, like college basketball, you could go. Is there
Michael Jordan? I don't know. Any Carolina legends? Could it be
Michael Jordan? Would be a good
like
guess.
Justin Thomas? Somebody who went to Wake Forest or something.
You save Michael Jordan for like game. Well, you don't want to go too far. Game 5. You don't wait till game 7, just in case.
I mean, it's not like the Hurricanes can get anybody they want. They can ask, and
do you think they couldn't get Michael Jordan?
I think they couldn't get Michael Jordan.
I don't think Michael Jordan's going.
He's not getting out of bed to go to the Hurricanes game. I don't think.
You can leave right away. He doesn't stay for the game.
How much does that cost you? For MJ?
Right, they'd have to pay for Jordan.
Is that a milli?
What's a mill to Jordan? Yeah, you can part ownership.
Yeah. Hootie and the Blowfish? Didn't they form in Carolina or something like that?
Hootie and the Blowfish.
Here's
someone out there.
Here's who they've had before: Luke Kuechly,
Okay.
Tony Romo, Dale Earnhardt Jr.
Tony Romo.
They had Petey Pablo do it once.
I can't get past Tony Romo.
Why Tony Romo?
I have no idea.
Was he there? That he was around?
Con Canupel. Is he doing it tonight? I think he might be tonight. I think that might be the answer.
I'm gonna go with like Cam Ward. It's gonna be like Cam Ward. It's gonna be someone that makes us mad.
Supporting, or did he already do it? It says he was seen. Maybe that was game 1. All right.
Well, game 1 was Eric Stahl.
Yeah, but I've got an article here. This is yesterday, 1:45. Former Duke basketball star seen supporting the Hurricanes, serving as the team's siren sounder, but he was not that in game 1.
Oh. That's interesting.
He was given the honor. Oh, my. Wait a minute. He did it for the second period. They do it every period.
They do it every period?
They do it every period.
No.
Yeah.
Come on.
Really?
Yeah.
So if they're down 5-0 going into
Hit
the
that
third
siren.
period, they're
Hit that-
cranking the siren?
They welcome another guest for every period.
Wow.
I would assume the best guest they have is going first, right?
Have to.
Yeah.
Because in between, you're not having everybody in the
Football
seats.
coach Manny Diaz, John Shire has done it. The Duke basketball coach. Yeah, so they're getting 3 people a game. They do it for overtime.
A lot of work.
Could you imagine the drum banger draft if we had 3 drum bangers per
Listen,
game?
that's not a terrible idea. That would be interesting.
How down the list would we be getting though if they went 3 deep every game?
Joe Kelly drafted Jim Carrey.
That is 250 people a season. Oh, sorry, not 82 games, 41 games. It's 120 something people a season.
You're gonna have repeats, yeah.
Right, like do you have a second period drum banger? He just does it all every second period.
Oh, I have found Hurricanes siren sounders past and present list. We'll do some of that in Extendo Sports.
Got like Eric Church. There's gonna be some country guys on the list.
We could play games, For instance, did former Chicago Bears quarterback Mike Glennon ever sound the siren?
What? No.
Yes.
Oh, NC State?
NC State, yep. Yeah, I got a long list here.
All right.
Basketball universe, NASCAR universe, other sports greats, including
Have you seen Belichick on
U.S.
that list?
Open golf champion Webb Simpson.
Okay.
Petey Pablo still is the best one for me. You know Petey Pablo? No? Name doesn't ring a bell?
No.
Come back with Freak a Leak. See if these guys know Petey Pablo or not. I bet you do.
He's in Buffalo on August 29th.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Oh, all right. Petey Pablo has Freak a Leak, and then I don't know what else. There's one song at least he's got. And
A one-song wonder? Petey Pablo?
He presumably has more, but I don't know off the top of my head, no. 803-0550. Don't call us. It's fine. We're going to Extendo Sports. I'm going to rip off a bunch of these siren sounders that we've had over the years. Like, Ric Flair you knew about. Hey, Chad LaRose has done it, to answer your question.
Oh, hated Chad LaRose.
I don't see Kevin Adams on this list. All right. I don't know any breakdown of the votes that would make it make sense, because you have that now. We have the breakdown of the votes, and John Cooper had more first-place votes. Lindy had more votes, just votes. Tally them up, add firsts and seconds and thirds. Lindy had more votes than John Cooper, but Cooper had 36 first-place votes to Lindy's 26. And then second and third, Lindy had more. If you just add them up, he had more votes by a lot.
Yeah, he had nine more total votes.
Yeah.
Because he had 5 more third-place votes, and he had 14 more second-place votes.
Yeah. So it's almost like a situation where you had Muse and Ruff splitting the electorate because there was enough hockey media to push back against the let's just give it to John Cooper, but they couldn't beat out a divided block. I almost want to say it's like an election where the incumbent won because the other two challengers split each other's votes.
Right. You needed, because he loses by 3 points, you needed one more first-place vote for Lindy to win. And the other first-place votes, you had 18 for Muse, 4 for Bednar, 4 for St. Louis, 4 for Travis Green, 3 for Tocchet, 3 for Brindamore, 1 for Sturm. You flip one of those first-place votes on that rundown, anyone from any guy, and Lindy wins the award. That makes it almost more maddening to me, is that it was that close. And I understand that point, because that's right, because that to me was who you should have been deciding from.
Which is more likely to blow up good? Which is more likely to, kablamo, blow up in a bad way?
Aren't they both brown?
Yes. Right?
They're both brown.
Did you see the latest from the Patriots?
I think they're both brown.
From Elliot Wolf of the Patriots about Brown's knee?
Yeah, he had...
It's one of the reasons I'm bringing this up, is to talk about the Patriots openly acknowledging that there is a degenerative knee issue for A.J. Brown, but their doctors cleared it.
Right, because that's not new. I think Brown's even been on the record. He's been dealing with it, I think, since 2021.
Yes.
So he's been managing this injury or this condition, his entire career. And he's been able to do it thus far, but I think the worry would be, how long can you do that for?
Right.
And how bad is it? Todd Gurley had his career end at 27 years old because he had a degenerative knee problem and he just could not bounce back from it.
And that ended pretty quickly.
Oh, super fast.
All of a sudden he wasn't playing in the Super Bowl, and then it's over.
Right. He played 1 year for Atlanta, and then his career was over.
Yeah. So Elliot Wolf acknowledged A.J. Brown has a degenerative knee condition. As the player said in his defense, he missed only 1 regular season game, 1 playoff game as well, in 3 seasons due to a knee injury designation. He missed time with a hamstring, but in all 7 years of his career, A.J. Brown's played at least 13 games. That's one thing about Moore. Injuries are funny. If a guy has never missed a game because of injury, or very rarely missed a game because of an injury, you think that guy's definitely going to be available. And luck of the draw could have it where you have the first injury of your career, and that would be really tough. But A.J. Brown has been durable. DJ Moore has been even more durable. So,
right.
Yeah. Is it everyone would think about the same, that Brown has the higher ceiling potentially, but Moore has the higher floor?
That's where I'm at.
WGR.
Joe left the room. This is Petey Pablo. He's got a siren right in it. He is on the list of former Hurricanes siren sounders. Oh, here comes Joe. He's coming back in the studio here. This is proof you know who Petey Pablo is.
I know who Petey Pablo is.
There you go. And shout out, thank you to Zachary, who tweeted in. He also has a song where he talks about spinning your shirt above you like a helicopter. I've heard that one too. It's called Raise Up. So, former Hurricane siren sounders. Dale Earnhardt Jr., Joey Logano, Clint Boyer, Eric Montross, Duke football coach David Cutcliffe, Panthers head coach Ron Rivera, former Panthers head coach, Steve Smith of the Ravens, Mike Glennon, Joe Tooney, Christian McCaffrey, Bill Cowher.
Bill Cowher.
Mike Commodore, we got to go. Webb Simpson, I already told you. Chris Archer, Trey Turner, Will Myers. There you go. All right, we're back tomorrow. Tyler Dunn tomorrow. He's got something coming out. Look for it.